Who are you talking to? I'm sorry. Who's the Glober here?
Er, hmm.
Speak up,
Oh,
sir.
wait. I don't even know. Go ahead. All right. Thank you, ladies. Have a good night. I'll be here.
Yeah, anytime, anytime. Um, Glober, hello. Still there?
He bounced. It was Shadorf or Shadorf. I was with him in VC
Oh.
check-in for a long, long time, and he came in with this really bad flat earther wig on, and it fell off in the VC check-in. But
Okay.
I don't know. It seems like maybe he made a turnaround. I don't know.
He's afraid of female flat earthers.
Yeah, I guess we scared him off. It's too bad.
I ended up checking him in later on. He admitted to trolling before, but he didn't seem hostile when I was talking to him.
Okay. Well, if he comes back, then we can continue the conversation that Elijah was having.
Hi, guys.
Oh, you're back. Hi. You can stay. This is Ladies' Night Flat Earth side. You don't have to leave.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
I can't really remember what I was saying.
Yeah, don't worry about it. We'll be asking you a few questions anyway. But I just wanted to say hi to the ladies that are here before we start. Hi.
Good evening.
Hey, what's up?
Hello, Lulu. Good to see you. Hear you.
Yes, you too.
Hey, girlies.
Hey. Let me see who else is here. Oh no, that's not Redford. Oh, you almost got me. Just Kim, hi girl. I know you don't talk, and I think that's it. All right, back to the conversation. Shadorf?
Yeah, I can't remember what I was saying. Someone said, I still want to ask them what happens when you turn a bucket of water upside down. Like, don't really understand the question there. Like, the water falls out, maybe? Huh?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. So you think the shape of the Earth is a globe? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I've been told, but I'm curious about the opinions of the flat Earth,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah.
So, what I mean, because I haven't been listening. I kind of have been listening, but what evidence did you provide for that?
I mean, I didn't really provide evidence. I was more just having a discussion about kind of. I think we were speaking about atheism and agnosticism and how they are the same thing, apparently. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, do you want to? I mean, I guess we'll give you the opportunity to go ahead and provide your evidence for the globe Earth.
Well, personally, I mean, I don't have any evidence. Like, I haven't gone out and measured the curvature of the Earth myself. I haven't flown a plane and observed the curvature of the Earth, and I haven't gone to space and seen the Earth from outer space, so I can't say definitely if it's a flat Earth or a globe Earth. But
you still believe it's a globe Earth?
I think it makes the most sense to be a globe Earth.
Okay, so what part of, I guess, the flat Earth doesn't make sense to you?
Just a lot about like how our understanding of physics, a lot of that bit is based.
Which part specifically?
Stuff like shadows and that kind of thing.
Shadows on the Earth? How wouldn't that make sense?
So a lot about okay.
No, don't worry about it. Go ahead.
Well, I myself, I'm not really that educated about all the different arguments and stuff, but like I said, I'm just here to learn about all the different flat Earth arguments, and I don't really know any counter arguments either, so I'm not going to be able to sit here and try and deny the evidence that you've given, about the flat Earth.
I mean, I'm just trying to understand where you're thought processes, because you said you haven't done any of these like things that would prove the globe Earth supposedly, right? So I'm just trying to understand. Okay, if you don't have evidence for the globe as of right now, what would it make sense on a flat Earth? So then maybe we can go that route and make explain
I don't
things
really
to you that way.
I don't really get the reason why like NASA, the government, they would all be lying to us. Like I don't see what agenda they would have to lie to us about the Earth being a globe, you know?
Okay.
I yeah.
Okay, so that would be like your biggest issue with flat Earth, or not necessarily about the Earth itself, just like a motive to why somebody would lie.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay, so
But yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so basically, like you said, you haven't gone out to measure the curvature of the Earth, which is a necessity for a sphere. And many of us here have. We have gone out there, we've measured the Earth, we've observed really distant objects where they should be behind the curvature, below the curvature, sorry, at hundreds of feet down, and we're still able to see them. So these things have proved to us that we are not living on a globe. Now, for you to, what my recommendation is for you to go out there and actually measure that first, and then you can ask the question of, once you confirm it for yourself, then you can ask the secondary question of why would they lie. There's a lot of reasons that there's a possibility of why they would lie, but that would be falling under speculation. I can't tell you to why some people lie and why the government lies. They've always lied to us. There's so many things that they've come out years later and said, oh yeah, we lied to you guys about that. So I don't know why I would need to provide a motive for somebody to lie to me when they have a history of lying to me.
Well,
You know what
yeah,
I mean?
but it's not like the government's been lying about this for like a few years or something. They've been lying about this, if the Earth truly is flat, for literally the entire existence of the government since the
No, not
claim that
necessarily. Because
What do you mean?
this
Not
this
necessarily.
hasn't been. No, I meant it's not like the entire existence. People back in the days believed it was flat. Nobody really
but
that,
since
and so
I think
about
it was
500.
Aristotle who made the claim that the Earth is round, right? Is that right?
How did he make the claim? Do you know?
I think he used sticks and shadows and stuff, right?
Okay, but that's just one guy that said something back in the days. But the government as a whole back in the days didn't lie to the fact that the Earth was flat. It was recently that was propagandized to especially after NASA and the whole moon landing. That's when it was really pushed that the Earth is a globe. So it has been more or less about 500 years. I would say within the last 100 years, more or so, that has been pushed on us that this lie particularly, right? So
yeah, but people have believed it for years.
Yeah, I'm not saying they don't. I'm just trying to tell you the government has lied about multiple things within the past. I don't know. Pick a year. I don't know, 100 years, right? My point is, you have this entity, this body of government, right? This entity that is known for lying about things. So why wouldn't you think that they have the capability to not lie, to also lie about this particular subject?
Okay, yeah, that makes sense, but wouldn't that imply that they could be lying about everything? Like, can you begin to question every aspect of reality?
You should. I recommend you do, because if they're lying about one thing, then unless you really go through everything that they're presenting to you and proving whether they are lying or not, how would you know that they're not? So what I'm saying is, if you have somebody that is a habitual liar, and they're telling you something about just a random thing, would you just believe them? No, you would try to confirm it for yourself, because you know that person is a liar. So what I'm saying is, unless you go out there and prove to yourself that the Earth is flat or a globe, then you cannot go based off of their words, because they are a known liar.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Okay. So my recommendation again is for you to go out there, do the experimentation yourself, and come back to us and let us know what you found.
All right. So what experimentation is that? Like the
Well,
observations of the
yeah.
the horizon and stuff, right?
Yeah, specifically like the measurements of the horizon. One moment, I got a phone call. Okay, if one of the ladies could take over, please.
Take over. Sounds good. So, was there any kind of conclusion? I'm kind of only half paying attention. Sorry.
No, we were kind of just speaking about I don't know. I just said that the points that she brought up were fair enough. Like I obviously don't have any evidence for the round Earth.
The topic was why observations need to be taken, why it's worthwhile to go out and make your own observations, why that is important to understanding the lie of the globe.
Yeah, observation is the first step in the scientific method. You know, if you're going to claim something is true scientifically, the first thing you have to do is observe it in nature. So if it isn't observed, then you can't even get started with science.
Okay.
So, I mean, guessing is fine as long as we know it's guessing. And beliefs are fine as long as you know they're beliefs. And you can have a conviction about something without complete, absolute proof. But you can't claim that it is absolute proof on a topic like this, especially, that doesn't rely on testimony. It relies on observation of the natural world, and that's where the laws of physics come from, is observation of the natural world. Things that always happen are natural laws. So if we make a claim about the natural world, it has to start with observation, and then you have to go through the scientific method to prove or disprove, falsify, test, repeat, whatever it is, before you can claim it's an empirical fact. That's really what the basics of what we're saying.
Yeah, I'd say that's fair enough. Yeah. So you wouldn't say that the it's a fact that the Earth is flat, would you? Would you say that?
I would say that's what we observe.
Okay.
We don't observe it being spherical or either concave or convex. We don't observe that.
Okay, fair enough.
We don't observe it moving. We do observe that gas pressure requires a container, because the very definition of pressure, of a gas pressure, is the force it exerts on the edges or the walls of a container. Since we have gas pressure as air, or we wouldn't be able to breathe if it wasn't under pressure, then the sky, the air, must be contained in some way. Okay? We also know that gravity is not a container, because we can observe, once again, observing the natural world, as steam rises, it rises. It goes in all directions. It doesn't lay on the ground. It doesn't fall down. So gravity is obviously not a container.
Yeah,
Otherwise, we wouldn't need a container for air pressure.
That's due to displacement of gases, right? The steam rises.
Okay.
That's due to displacement of gases, which is greater than the force of gravity, right? That's why steam
gases
rises.
go in all directions.
And gravity in the spirit that they present it has never been verified. It doesn't exist except for on paper and in ideas. And I will say that it is a fact that the Earth is flat, because that's how it measures. It's not just observably and practically used, but yeah, it is flat because it measures flat.
So the force of gravity that, like, globus? Is that the term? Globus?
I'm sorry.
Is globus the term for people who believe in the spherical Earth?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the force of gravity that globus observe, how would a flat earther explain that?
Well, first of all, they don't observe a force. What they call it. Well, first, remember also there's different definitions of gravity. There's Newtonian gravity, which is 100 years out of date, and there's Einsteinian gravity, which is supposedly the result of the bending of space-time, so that gravity is just really not even a force by that definition. So there is no such thing as force of gravity, right? We observe that things go either up or down, and gases go in all directions, so there is no universal downward bias toward the Earth.
But for a flat earther, what is the reason that if you drop an object, it falls towards the ground? Like, what is the reason for that?
What is the reason that helium balloons go up?
Because their density is less than
Exactly. Exactly. It's a matter of density.
Okay.
But we still haven't answered the question of how we can have an atmosphere full of gases under pressure, especially without a container and next to a huge, huge vacuum that space is supposed to be. The air should dissipate, gases will go from high pressure to low pressure. Space is allegedly 10 to the negative 17 torr, so basically a vacuum. Why doesn't the air escape? And don't say gravity, because gravity is not a container. We already know that.
Isn't gravity something that pulls all the mass around it towards itself?
It doesn't pull everything. Some things go up, some things go sideways. And if gravity was a container, we wouldn't need to say a tire to have tire pressure, because gravity would contain it, right?
Okay.
So since we have air pressure, there must be a container. And since there is air that has not escaped into the vast vacuum of space, then there must be a container, or space is not a vacuum, or both.
So you believe there's a container to the Earth, around the Earth?
That's what the laws of physics are telling us. That's what we observe in every case. In order to have pressure, the formula for air pressure involves, it involves a container. It's part of it. It can't be defined otherwise. There must be a container on which the gas presses to have pressure.
Then just shoot the container.
What's that?
Just shoot it.
Just shoot it? How does that contribute to the conversation right now?
Well, if it's a container, then you can shoot it.
Yeah, irrelevant.
Yeah, please put yourself on mute, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
So you see what I'm saying?
So you believe like the stars and the like everything in the galaxy? Do you believe that that's all inside the container, or that's part of the container? What do you think?
Well, they move across the sky is what we know. We don't know if they're in the container by observation. We can't tell. We can't go there. But you still haven't answered. Do you understand that since we have air pressure, then space cannot be a vacuum and the air must be contained?
Well, I think it's more complex than you're kind of letting on that, because I think although the force of gravity is still acting on on all the steam that's like rising to our eyes, just because the force of gravity is just so great, you know?
Okay, well, it sounds like you understand these complexities, right? So you want to share these complexities that you're speaking about?
Wait, what do you say? Sorry.
The complexities that we just don't understand, right? Can you explain these complexities that you're talking about?
I'm saying
to occur.
I'm saying there's complexities that we don't understand as the human race yet in science.
So you don't know what they are. You're just saying that they must exist, right?
Well, I'm saying that there's a possibility. I think the flat Earth theory rules out the possibility that there might be something that we just don't understand yet that could explain all the issues you have with the globe Earth.
Because it's been measured.
Okay, but I'm saying it's a theory because I think you're theorizing that it's a flat Earth. There could be other
not making a claim.
Possibility.
We're not making a claim. We're just saying what we observe. And we're observing things about gas pressure, and we're asking you how that can be how the Earth can be a spinning ball in a vast vacuum, still having its air pressure without a container and next to a vacuum. How is that possible in your model?
Okay, well, I mean, I'm not a physicist, so, and I'm sure you're not either. So I'm not well versed in all like the complexities, like I said, of.
This is really simple, actually. I mean, I have taken
I don't
physics
think
at
it
college
is,
level, so
really.
it is.
That's why I wanted to jump in when he said theory. It's like theorizing, and
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for using that word, but I don't.
Don't be sorry. I just want you to understand why it's not the correct terminology and the correct like thinking for the thing that you're trying to determine. Because like for something to be theoretical or to have a theory, like that's a scientific term for a scientific logical, what the Earth is and how that's not a science question anyway. It's a measurement question. So it's very simple. You just measure it. You just measure it. Right. And I want you to realize what you're doing mentally, like cognitively. What you're
Exactly.
like. I want you to realize what you were doing I want to go back to what you said earlier about it's more complex than that. You were explaining to us how it's more complex than the simplicities than what we were presenting, that it's more complex than that. Why? And could you explain them? No. What are those complexities? You don't know. But you're stating that they're there because in your mind they must be, because this must be true, right? But it's not checking out to be that way. So what you're doing is you're giving excuses for it, and you're already trying to like make a pathway for it to be true, and you don't even you don't even know what these complexities are. These complexities that in your mind must exist because they have to in order to make this true, because apparently there's obviously something we're not understanding, because this has to be true in your mind. It can't not be true. So do you see what you're doing? So if you stick with what's verifiable, and if you just like look at the things that are tangible, that are testable, they're pretty simple, honestly.
Okay, yeah, I
It's
understand
kind of
what
like
you're saying.
but
Yeah,
it's kind of
sorry.
like, you remember like in the Disney movie where the stepsisters are trying to make the glass slipper fit on their foot and they can't. Okay, heliocentrism is not Cinderella in this great story. Okay, and that's the problem, is we have things like natural law, like how gas acts. Okay, that's a natural law that can be repeatable, testable, can be done by anybody and replicated 24/7. Now, alongside of that, there's a story that's being told to you, and those two don't work. Okay, in this example, the heliocentric model is the stepsister's foot. Okay, it doesn't fit. We got the glass slipper, but the heliocentric model doesn't fit. And science doesn't just say, hey, this theory isn't working right now, so we're just going to put it on pause and wait until we find more information to check it out. That theory would be terminated instantly. Okay? And I'm going to bring it back to gas pressure, because in the definition of gas pressure, it says gas pressure is the force of gas particles colliding with the walls of its container. Okay? So this is very specific.
Okay,
for gas
then
pressure to exist, it has to have the walls of the container, implying a physical object.
Okay, the pressure that we observe in our atmosphere is due to the weight of the gas particles above it, pulled down by gravity onto the surface, which is why as you go up, okay, and it's similar to like liquid pressure, right? The weight of water becomes higher. The weight of the water above the current position is higher as you go down, right? So that's why at the bottom of the ocean, the pressure is really high. It's a similar thing. When gravity is acting down, we need a citation for that.
You're trying to talk about pressure gradients now, and you're running away from gas pressure. Can't talk about gas pressure gradients. Yes, because this is, again, we know that some gases rise up. Helium rises up. Okay, so gravity's not affecting that because it's going up. in that
Okay, if you
moment.
jump,
And also,
can
and
I say
also,
something?
gas does not contain gas. It's impossible. And nobody, I just got in a debate with a engineering student yesterday and just asked him to provide an example of gas containing gas. Nobody can, because it violates natural law.
Okay, if you jump, is gravity still a force acting on you? Or not a force, sorry. Is gravity still acting
So
on
I
you
jump
if you
in
jump?
my room. I jump in my room. I go back
Yep.
down to the ground. Okay. Then I
No,
jump in the
no,
swimming
no. As you
pool.
jump,
I jump. Just wait. I jump in my room. I fall to the ground. People are going to say, "Oh, that's gravity." I jump in a large body of salt water, and I rise up to the top. No gravity. I rise up to the top. It's all about relative density, like Level was saying.
can I explain what I was saying? Alright, so when you jump, at the height of your jump, it's not like gravity isn't acting on you, right? As you're going up, gravity is still acting on you. But it's the energy that you're using, the kinetic energy you're using from your legs that allow you to jump and go up. So that means that the energy that you're using in your legs to jump is greater than that of gravity. And that's the same as gas. That's how
You
gas
keep
rises up.
saying gravity, though.
Okay, I believe
We're
that
asking
there's
for
gravity.
Yeah. But you were asking for the proof. What is your proof of that?
It explains. Okay. My proof is that I don't believe that NASA and the government is lying to us. I think it's more.
No, for gravity, dude, not for that.
What?
What is your proof for gravity?
Okay, if the Earth is a sphere, then gravity must be real, right? Because
I'm not asking what if. I'm asking you claimed gravity was pulling you down. What is your proof for this so-called gravity?
Okay, but I don't think you're getting that. If I believe, okay,
No, I don't think you're getting her question. She's asking you if you're going to invoke gravity as a thing, as a fact, right? As part of our reality. She's asking you for some verification, for some substantive proof that it's real. Like, can you substantiate it? Can you, like, identify it?
Yeah, I don't think you understand what I'm trying to say, which is that I'm trying to maybe play devil's advocate here and try and prove the point of someone who does not believe in the flat Earth, where the Earth is round, right?
Yeah,
That's my
get
point
that.
of view. Okay.
Yes.
And if the Earth is round, then the main explanation for why everything goes towards the center is gravity, right?
Yes, we get that.
Okay, so that's why I believe in gravity. If the Earth was flat, I believe that there wouldn't be gravity.
Hold on. Here, I'll give you an explanation. The reason things go in certain directions because there's these invisible fairies that decide like which direction we are going to go, whether we're going to float on water or whether we're going to if you jump up, if you're going to just come down and land midair, if you're going to land on the ground. There's invisible fairies, and I will write out a story and give you an explanation as to how they work. So will you believe in that?
If you believe that, like I wouldn't say that you are wrong, because people believe in God, right? And even if they have no proof for God themselves, then
so if I gave you an explanation for how that works, you would tell me that I'm not wrong and that that's a possibility, and you would believe that.
I mean, I wouldn't believe it. No, I would say technically it's a possibility. Technically, a possibility is that there could be gravity fairies, but I don't believe that's a thing.
At this point, I think he's all yours.
Wait, hold up, dude, hold up. We're trying to. How do you establish, like an objective reality? How do you establish that something is true? If I'm saying gravity, I'm sorry. If you're saying gravity and I'm saying fairies, what can you do to prove who's right?
Okay, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that we use science and we use evidence, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And I'm not. The thing is here, I'm not saying that you're wrong. Okay, I'm not saying that the flat Earth is wrong.
No. Here, you keep going back to that. I don't care what you're saying. What I'm asking you is,
I'm reading people in chat, and they're saying.
Okay, forget the chat. I'm talking to you, so just focus here. What I'm trying to establish is that you claimed gravity is what's pulling us down. We're claiming fairies are what's pulling us down. Now, what can me or you do to prove, or another person, to prove who's telling the truth? Tell me like a method that I can do to prove gravity or fairies. What can we do?
Okay. You can use like measurements and stuff, like a Newton meter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure that uses the value of gravity, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
okay, go ahead. I'll let you finish.
yeah, you know, our weight is another value that we use in many calculations in life, and our weight is literally our mass times the gravitational field strength, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of the Earth.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you okay? Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I don't really have anything to say. What were we gonna
Okay.
say?
What I'm trying to get you to give me is like, because you're already invoking something that you say is something that was already proved, gravity,
No,
right?
I'm not saying it's proved though. That's not what I'm saying.
Okay,
I'm
then
saying that's what I believe.
So then you're saying gravity is like God. It's like a belief.
It is a theory backed by evidence. Like,
yeah, it's a theory backed by evidence. Exactly.
I've been asking for this evidence. That's what I'm asking for. What is your proof for gravity?
Well, okay, I'm not. I'll try and find proof for gravity right now.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to establish what we can do to prove what they tell us is real. How can we verify this, right? Again, you're saying gravity, I'm saying fairies. What makes my claim any less than yours, right? And you're saying it's backed by evidence or whatever. So whenever you find it, just bring it over. All right. Take your time.
Someone quoted me and said gravitational field strength. Do you know what that is? Like,
don't worry about it. Take that to the chat. If you're reading from the chat, just take it to the chat. Aidin, what is it? How do you say your name?
Aidin. So could you guys possibly give us some evidence for your barrier that you keep on talking about?
So hi Aid, what's up? First of all, welcome.
What's up?
So I'm assuming you believe the Earth is a globe.
Yes, I do.
Okay. So Kai, do you want to take this? I know you like the. Wait, is she here or does she leave? Oh, never mind. She's not here.
Pretend you just got served a steak and you've got a steak sitting in front of you on your plate. Okay, so tell me, and then I'm telling you that there is no such thing as a cow. There's no such thing as bovine. But yet you've got a piece of bovine. You got a piece of steak right in front of you that came from one, right? But I'm telling you that you have no evidence that cows exist. So what would be your response to me? You'd say, well, right here's a piece of beef on my plate. Here's my evidence. I'm like, well, I don't see the cow. So prove to me that there's a cow. Show me the cow. And you can't show me the cow, but you're like, well, here's a piece of steak. This is my proof.
Okay, but that's the most logical conclusion. That's why we came up with
it's like
gravity.
the same thing. You're like, I can't take you to the container and show it to you.
Okay,
But
so you're
we have
okay.
gas pressure.
Okay, and we
So
can't take
there
you to
must
gravity and show it to you.
A container.
We can't take you to gravity.
It's the same thing. We're both just talking about theories. But I think my theory is backed up with more evidence.
No. You see, you're
talking about gravity.
Yeah, you're talking about something
You're
completely
talking about
different.
your container that holds the gas pressure in, or whatever you're talking about, and I'm talking about gravity.
But you asked your question.
Yeah.
Your question
Yeah,
was, can you take me to the container? Can you?
Yeah.
Where's your evidence of the container? And I'm giving you an example.
That is.
There's air pressure, okay, on your plate in front of you. So there's definitely a container somewhere that's allowing it to be produced.
I
if
don't
I
think
throw
he
an
got your
apple up-
analogy, Truth.
Well, if I throw an apple up, it comes back to the ground, and that's my proof of gravity.
Yeah, but remember what I said about fairies versus gravity? I'm still waiting for the other guy, but if you want to jump in and tell us this evidence that proves gravity, go ahead.
I mean, I don't have any on hand right now, but I was just curious since you guys are like, oh, show us evidence of gravity. I was just like, okay, what's your evidence of this container you're talking about?
Well,
Gas
it's
pressure
not
is the necessary
equivalent. It's not
antecedent.
equivalent.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
look
you
at the
answered.
chat.
Thank you.
Look at the chat right now. Big long definition, well, not left definition, but quotes from scientists on gas pressure. Always, always, always involves the walls of a container. We have gas pressure, therefore there must be a container. This is observation of physical law. You can do these experiments on Earth. There is no such thing as gas pressure without a container. Therefore, since the atmosphere has pressure, it must be contained.
It's a great idea, Jimsy. Hey, dude. Sorry, I'm not. What's your name?
You can just call me Aidenese, whatever you want.
Aidenese. That's a good idea. Can you read that? The definition.
Out loud or just like?
Yeah, just
I'll just
so that I
mute
know
on
that so that I know that you are actually reading it and absorbing the words of it. Just
I'll
read it
read
out loud so that you can hear yourself say it.
Okay.
Fällt euch eigentlich auf, was für ein Bullshit ihr redet?
That was German. He said, "Do you actually see what BS you're talking?"
Who
Or
said
do you
that?
actually acknowledge? I don't know, some German dude.
Yeah, German dude. Keep it English, please. Keep it American, please.
I think he hopped out. 'Cause I think it was.
Yeah, keep it American, guys. Keep it American.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you read that out loud, Aidenese?
I am.
Did you find it?
Yeah, I've got him.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Roger.
And if you read it out loud, it also, so that anyone else, can listen and can also hear the definition of it.
They're trying to compare apples and oranges with the analogies because, like I said,
yep.
In every case, pressure must have a container. If we have pressure, then container. If pressure, then container. And yet he's trying to distract from that. It's a red herring fallacy, actually, because he can't answer, how this logical proof is illogical or wrong or disproved because we're doing observation. It's a natural law, the gas law, not the gas theory, that we observe in every case. And so we can say with confidence scientifically that if gas pressure, then container. And since we have gas pressure as our air that we breathe, then it must be in a container. There's just no escaping that.
You know what, Paula? You know what I believe it is like.
Can I-
I think they come into it pretty much like certain that they're right and thinking that it's going to be easy to just like destroy any argument or whatever, and then they get in it and they have this, like, they're personally invested in that, and they've already got this mindset focus. If they would just like start with a clean mental slate, and then logically think about these things that they're being told, and just look at this like in an honest, intellectually honest, open manner, then I don't think it would be as hard for them.
And part of the thing, I think that comes from public education or government schools where you're taught to just believe what you're told from authorities. They have very much invested mentally and emotionally in being told what's true by authorities. In this case, scientists and educators who are also in turn repeating what they were told when they were just listening to authority. And people are not taught to think for themselves at all. So they have it in their heads that they cannot do science, that it's too complicated. That's what they always play that card. It's too complicated. You're oversimplifying.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just how it goes typically.
And they often do the proof by assertion, like Grace posted, because that's how they were taught. The teacher just goes, "This is how it is." So they say that.
Hi,
Can I
Karma.
say something, guys?
Hey.
So atmospheric pressure is actually, as I said earlier, it's different to regular pressure because
Air
it's
pressure is air pressure, is it not? What's like what? Okay,
No.
what's regular pressure? What's regular? We're talking about gases.
All right. So no, okay. I'm talking about gases as well, but it's a different type of pressure. Okay. Can I say what I was going to say?
There's
All right,
one
so-
gas law.
Okay, sure. So pressure, right? Is the
Where's this
colliding-
source from?
Hold
What's the
on,
source?
You said okay. You said okay, sure, as if in a context.
Yeah.
Like hand-waving type.
All right, we can get a
like,
follow up on that, or you could
let's-
try and listen to what I'm saying, maybe.
Okay, well, we can, but if you're saying okay, sure, in the way that like, okay, sure, yeah, you say that, but whatever. I'm just going to go ahead and say what I say because as
Yeah,
if
'cause-
they are more, because if you're claiming that they're more, if you believe that they're more, present them.
It's because you keep interrupting me, and it's kind of annoying. So yeah.
Well,
So
it's kind of annoying when you say yeah, sure, like that, okay, and hand waving. Okay,
And he's
Yeah.
also backing the question.
huh?
Atmospheric pressure is different than gas pressure. Atmospheric assumes a globe, which is what he's trying to validate, but this is just begging the question. Any form of argument where the conclusion is assumed in one of the premises is begging the question. It's a form of circular reasoning and it doesn't require a question. It's just, I mean, come on. You got to use logical arguments or nobody's going to want to talk to you.
yeah, and I won't interrupt you as long as you clear that up before you go any further. So, is there more than one, or is there like are there?
What are you saying?
Are there,
I'm trying.
are there
Okay.
different types of pressure?
Yes. Okay. So the pressure of if you stand outside, the pressure of where you stand, how high you're standing up in the atmosphere, right? That is determined by the amount of weight above you, the amount of weight of gas above you, the force acting down on you, right? Okay.
Okay,
Well,
we're talking. I'm not agreeing with like the premise that you're trying to say, but I am going to agree that okay, we're talking about gas pressure now. Now, give me the other kind.
Okay, yeah, that one is the one that you're saying. It must need a container. You see, okay, I do not understand fallacies, right?
Does it need container? That's what I want to know.
Okay, that's when, say, I believe in gravity, right? So I believe that gravity is acting on all the mass in the atmosphere, contained within the atmosphere. So that's us, all our buildings, and also the gas in the atmosphere, right? So that gas in the atmosphere is being pulled down.
But
That's-
we're
that's
more
how
interested
you didn't
in
provide- you didn't
actual
provide-
things instead of beliefs and bare assertions. Do you have any evidence to support your beliefs?
Ask him how
Yeah,
we weigh
you
gas.
didn't provide your evidence for gravity yet. So don't claim gravity until you bring that for us. Remember, I was waiting for it.
You're saying, okay, can you understand what I'm saying? You're saying, right?
I do.
I don't think you do because then you'd understand. Okay, you're saying
still invoking gravity in this in your claim, and I'm trying
yes
to tell
because
you.
you're trying to disprove gravity
You're also
by
being
using
fallacious as
atmospheric
fuck, left and right, which shows you don't have full comprehension of the subject. So you can't claim that she doesn't when you show clear lack of it yourself.
I think we also need to know.
Also, you're claiming that it acts upon gases and pulls them down. So I need a demonstration of that. I don't care.
And we
what
need
you
to
wanna call it.
know how many gas laws are
I'm not
there.
calling you anything. How many
How
gas
many
molecules
gas laws are there?
How many gas
How many gas laws? Gas laws. How many are there? You said there's more than one.
Yes, I didn't say what. I said there's
You
more than
said
one
there
type
was
of
two
pressure.
different.
I said there's more
Yeah,
than
you're
one type
saying
of
there's two
pressure.
different. Okay, so that means two different formulas, two different gas laws, right? Because you're
necessarily,
saying
no.
there's not just one.
No, not necessarily. All right.
Then they wouldn't be
Sorry.
different.
Yeah, I don't really see why you're laughing because you don't really seem to understand what I'm saying.
You,
so.
bro.
We do.
I don't think
Do
you
you?
realize what you're
Do you?
saying if you think
Okay.
we're laughing because we don't understand what you're saying. We're laughing at what you're saying. Pay attention
Okay,
to the words coming out of your mouth.
Tell me my definition of atmospheric pressure then.
You
haven't
your
given us a definition, Dum Dum.
just did.
You
I
want us to
literally-
mind read you?
I literally just gave it just then.
Could you guess more fallacious?
You're an idiot. You're an
Oh
idiot.
my god.
Don't-
Okay, how
Oh, we're idiots.
Okay, chill,
you
chill,
don't listen-
chill.
okay, can I say what I'm
Don't
gonna say?
spiral. Don't spiral.
Alright.
You said something about the weight being pressed down, and then you
Just
invoked
screaming down the
gravity,
mic, laughing.
that the
It's-
gas is being pulled down. And so I'm trying to tell you, you didn't provide evidence for your gravity. Don't invoke it. You said you were going to go back and look for the evidence, and you're back here without the
Okay.
evidence. So
I'm not proving gravity. I'm disproving.
I asked
your
you to prove it earlier. So do you have the proof for gravity or not?
Okay, I don't need the proof of gravity if I'm trying to disprove your disproof of gravity. That's not how it works.
Alright. I'm gonna mute
That's like
you,
saying that you don't need any proof of unicorns to prove that unicorns are real. And
Yeah.
what?
Listen, Shadow. I'm gonna mute you until you go and get what you said you were gonna get the first time. All right.
I just wanted
'Cause-
to. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to clarify something. When they're saying proof of gravity, so what we're observing is things are falling down.
Yep.
Okay. And we're trying to establish cause and effect relationship. So you'll need, when we're talking about evidence, we need actually some evidence that establishes that gravity is the cause and the effect is things falling down. Okay, not just us observing things falling down, but actually that it is indeed gravity as the cause. Okay, that might be a little bit more helpful on your quest.
Yeah, and he said he was gonna go find the proof for gravity about 15 minutes ago.
Did I say that?
And yes, you did.
To the things that actually go down to seek the equilibrium too.
Yeah,
Go up,
yeah.
Something
And
sideways.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but you did say that, Shadrach, and that's why I redirected the conversation to what's his name, Aid, because I was giving you time to look for it. So, and it's all recorded, so don't pretend like you didn't. Anyway, I'm gonna give you more time to go back and look for it, and we can go back to Aidenese or whatever.
Okay. I have a question. It's a little kind of different from the topic, but I was wondering, do you guys believe?
Sorry, Aidenese. I'm so sorry to interrupt you, but there was a point that Truth had you read the gas pressure. I'm sorry, was it Level Up or Truth? I'm not sure. But they had you read the gas pressure definition. Did you understand it?
Yeah, I understand why you guys think that barrier would exist.
But that's okay.
No, I read it. Can I ask my
Okay,
question?
so no, hold on. Let's finish this up because you did say something about the container, like why you need a container or something. But do you understand why now you?
No, I understand why you need the container, but I didn't understand, like what the container was.
Yeah, we don't really know. Nobody's gonna claim like it's made out of this, it's made out of that, it's this big and whatnot, because we can't go there to verify it. So, but we know it has to be there in order for you to have gas pressure. Do you understand now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, can I ask my question?
Sure.
Okay, do you guys believe that like the Earth rotates the sun?
The Earth rotates the sun?
Like rotates around the sun.
Okay, so well, first of all, I have to say this because you said believe and you said you guys. So we're individuals when it comes to things that we believe. That's on an individual basis. When it comes to the Earth and the things that we are discussing in here at the moment, it's verifiable information. So it's not a matter of belief. So if do we have any reason to believe that? What'd you say? The Earth rotates the sun.
The Earth rotates around the sun.
Around the sun, yeah.
Oh, do we have any reason to believe that? Do we observe that? Is there anything in our natural world that we observe? Is there any measurable movement of the Earth?
Do you believe that the Earth rotates around the sun?
He just repeats the question. How old are you, by the way? Are you?
I'm 14. I'm just asking you a question. I'd just
Okay,
like to
so
know
when
an
an
answer.
adult is trying to have an adult conversation with you, please don't just speed over what you just said.
I don't understand what you're trying to tell me.
Don't keep using the word belief.
What are you talking about? You already ordered it, didn't you?
Elbow, hot micing.
It's also just if you're not sure what somebody was saying, why not ask about what they were saying instead of repeating your question, making it seem like you just ignored everything the person said. It's just general politeness, you know?
Okay, repeat what you said, please.
You asked us if we believed that the Earth rotated around the sun, and yeah, I'll take a little more mild and more patient approach, since you are 14. It definitely will, because I mean I want you to think about these things, right? I don't want you to get into the combative, debative, argumentative. I want you to actually think about these things. Okay, so I turned around and I asked you, is there any reason for us to believe that the Earth is rotating and moving around the sun?
Well,
that's what I'd ask you. Like what?
The 4 seasons. Spring,
the 4 seasons.
Summer, fall, and winter.
And you don't think that there may be some other logical explanation for the seasons other than
Well,
that?
there might be. That's why I'm asking.
Okay, so
What I've heard is that the Earth rotating around the sun causes the 4 seasons.
Well, how do the seasons work on the globe model? Can you tell us? It's a test to see if you know what they say.
Well, when the Earth rotates around the sun, it's at different distances, causing the Earth to be warmer or colder.
Okay, so when the Earth is farthest from the sun, what season is it?
Winter, I assume.
Wrong.
Yeah, it's actually not. That blew my mind when I realized that, Kai. You know.
I know.
It makes no
It's just like they
sense
teach
at
you
all.
Newtonian instead of Einsteinian, even though they said that they replaced it. They don't replace it in school. It's so that once you start questioning it, they can be like, "Oh no, we've already updated that," and then you're like, "Oh, I was wrong about which scientism to believe. I wasn't wrong about scientism." It's like a trap.
Exactly, and people just say, well, we have seasons, but the explanation doesn't make any sense. So they tell us, and I know this because I always got this question wrong because it doesn't make any sense. When the northern hemisphere is furthest from the sun, it is our summer, and when it is closest, it is our winter. Now they say that we're experiencing the summer still because of the tilt of the axis, and they say that this tilt is absorbing the sun's rays and the oceans are heating up and they're making it hotter. But here's what they can't explain is as we're at the farthest part from the sun, we have the most hours of daylight. And as we're closest to the sun, we have the least hours of daylight. It makes no logical sense.
The other thing that doesn't make sense that people don't think about, it's warmest in the tropics, right? That's right on the equator. That's how the equator is defined as the halfway point between the two tropics of Cancer and Capricorn. And tropic just is from a Greek word tropos, which means the point at which you turn around and go back. So it's the band around the equator where the sun can possibly at some time of year be 90 degrees overhead. So that's how it's defined. I'm sorry?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And the thing is, well, before I forget what I was driving at, if the Earth is tilted, the tropics should be at a wavy line back and forth over the equator, or, one hemisphere, then the other hemisphere. It shouldn't be a nice, even line around the equator. It should be at an angle, and the angle should crisscross throughout the seasons, but it doesn't do that.
So did I get that right? I put it, tropics mean the point at which you turn and go back?
Yeah, tropos in Greek.
Tropos.
Yeah, yeah. So, like for example, in my location, the sun never gets above about 73 degrees in altitude at the summer solstice. At different points, it'll be lower altitude. Like the farther you get from the equator, the lower the maximum zenith of the sun will be. But there is the between the two tropics of Capricorn and Cancer, the sun at some point in the year can go 90 degrees overhead. No place beyond those on either north or south is the sun ever 90 degrees overhead. So the tropics just map out the maximum and minimum north and south path of the sun throughout the year.
Oh, I learned something.
Cool.
Tropos. Yeah, pretty cool. But no, if okay, so the Earth, measuring the Earth, we don't like this story that they're giving us. This dude, okay, who's the dude? I don't want to sound disrespectful and just say, if I say dude, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, just know that, okay? So the 14-year-old is who
Aidenese.
Oh, is that who? Okay.
Yep.
So Aidenese, but we do. We see the Earth present itself to us level, allegedly more than 70% of the Earth is covered with water. And I say allegedly because we don't know that either. For sure, we don't know how much of the Earth is covered with water. But, they claim that more than 70% of the Earth is covered with water. We observe water to always seek its level and to lay flat. Horizontal. Horizon is horizontal. That's, from left to right. It's flat and it's level, right? So we know how water observes. We see how the Earth presents itself. It's not like bending and curving in any spherical shape. We have topography, but if you go by the sea level, which is, how you figure it out, it's all by sea level. It's all level. It's not curving. There's no measured curve. Sorry. Sorry about that. I don't know if you heard that or not, but my bad. But anyway,
We did not hear it. Don't worry. Whatever it was, we didn't hear it. I don't think.
Okay, thanks. There's never been any measured curvature of the Earth ever. Okay, anywhere. And if you can look and you can try to find some, there's never been. The only thing they've ever did is they've done observations, and observations with which would work on both a spherical surface with a very, very, very far distant light source. It works the same as it does on a flat and level surface with a much smaller, more local light source. So it doesn't prove either or. And that's all they have. And that's nothing, right? There is no measurement of curvature. We see Earth laying flat and level. We see water laying flat and level. We don't detect any motion. We don't feel any motion. There's never been any measured movement of the Earth. Okay, and with all of this in mind, and then knowing, how we observe gas behaving, the natural laws, that you've got to have a container. You don't have pressure, because if you don't have walls for the gas molecules to bounce off of, you don't have pressure. Period. And gravity, this thing that they're like, we don't even need to go into gravity. We don't even need to go that far. It's like knowing all of this, if you that is like your base axiom, right? That is the base axiom that you start with. What everyone observes, what you observe, and then if you're going to go from there, and if anyone is going to tell you that it's anything any different than what you see and what you observe and what you experience, and at this point, by this point, what's been measured, then they need to give you something, right, to provide some kind of evidence. They need to demonstrate it. They need to back it up. So we need to find where they've measured curvature. We need to find where they've measured movement, because they've never done that. And if they present something, we need to be able to go out and verify it. So this is kind of the point that we're at. You can have seasons with a smaller, more local sun, right, that moves across the face of the Earth. And face being another, geometric term for a flat surface, right? It's a flat side, a flat surface. That's what a face is. And it's referred to as the face of the Earth. And so that's where we're at. And not only that, but a lot of the government documents, they even refer to the Earth as a flat, stationary, non-rotating Earth. In a lot of their documents.
I'd like to say that a face isn't a flat surface. Like a sphere can have a face on it, so that doesn't mean that it's technically flat. So if you call the face of the Earth the face of the Earth, that doesn't mean you're saying it's flat. You're just saying it has a surface that goes all the way around it. That goes all the way around it. Yeah. If you.
It's a flat surface.
Okay. Yeah, you say that, but saying it has a face doesn't necessarily mean that it's flat.
You can see it with your own eyes.
What does face mean to you?
Let's
look that up. Let's look that up here. But I mean, I don't like that's even a nothing burger, really, because I mean, a geometric term for like face it refers to a flat surface on any kind of geometrical shape that you've got. If you know what the entire shape is, and there's like the face of it is going to be a flat surface. I know I'm not. I know I'm not wrong on this.
Yeah, where's like a face of a pool ball? Show us the face of a pool ball, please.
What do you? Okay, have you ever done? You're in America, right?
There it is. Drace posted it. I was getting ready to try to, but I know I would have probably got kicked out of the room and lost my connection if I'd have tried to do anything else right now. In solid geometry, a face is a flat, planar surface. I mean, it's just I don't even have to go any further, do I? That forms part of the boundaries of a solid object, be it three-dimensional, a solid, bounded exclusively by faces is a polyhedron. So that's the only way you even get it is if you have bounded faces. Like it has to have more. Okay, so if you've got, I'm not even going to try to explain that to you.
Yeah,
it's pretty self-explanatory.
Is it?
Where is the face of a sphere, though? Like, where are you going to point to a sphere and say this is the face of a sphere?
It's the whole thing. Like,
can you read the definition? Can you read the definition? Just read it out loud.
You're thinking surface. Okay, you're just thinking surface.
Yeah. I think he's mixed up.
Can you read the definition too, so we can make sure that you understand?
What?
The definition that Drace posted.
In solid geometry, a face is a flat. Okay, all right.
All right.
Okay.
So stop it. Cut it out. Thank you.
A sphere has no edges and therefore no corners. It has one curved face that goes all the way around.
Bro, chill. It's okay. We're all here to learn and.
What do you mean chill out? I just said something, and as soon as it goes against your argument, like
because you're spiraling into something else.
Am I spiraling or
talking about? Yeah.
What?
I'm still waiting for that evidence for your gravity. By the way,
you were just talking about it. As soon as I say something that disproves you, you just deflect and you just speak about something else. Now you're going back to gravity. I was speaking about.
Yeah, that's actually what happens with you. As soon as we disprove what you say, you deflect and you bring up something else.
Do I? Or did I just come back?
What did you disprove?
I
read a definition that went against your one, and then you just said about gravity. Like what?
Where did you just not read where it says what Drace just posted, and you yourself just read a face is a flat surface, and then you went to spiral into something else.
I'm not spiraling into something else. I'm saying a sphere has one curved face that goes all the way around.
Nobody was talking. Okay, whatever, dude. I'm not gonna.
We were having a discussion about that.
Okay.
I mean,
yeah.
That's not face, honey. That's surface.
Okay, sure. All right, sure.
That's surface. Can you at least be honest? Like, please have an honest discussion with us.
Yeah, I mean, you can believe what you want to believe, but if you're just gonna deflect every single time I come up with a valid
I was gonna actually speak up to say that you did good because you're gonna freaking be intellectually honest, but then you spiraled into something that was so irrelevant. So whatever. Anywho, Aidenese. Let's go back to this guy, Aidenese. I think we're having more of a constructive conversation with this one.
I also just want to say, you guys are doing great. It was nice hearing you. I think I'm going to go back to doing stuff at home.
Bye, Karma. Nice to see you again.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
That just bummed me out, actually.
Funny. Huh? Sorry. I actually wanted to ask Aidenese what he thought about the information that we gave him about seasons and the tilt and the distance, all that. What do you think?
Well, I looked it up, and I still stand by my argument that the axis causes different parts of the Earth to be to get hit by the sun more direct, causing them to heat up or cool down.
Okay, so all that makes sense to you, that the further we're from the sun, the hotter it is.
Really have that big of an impact on.
Right. Okay.
Okay, but could you guys never really gave me an answer to my first question. If do you believe that, or one of you, not all of you, because one of you believe that the Earth rotates around the sun?
No.
No, you don't believe that. So like, what keeps like the Earth just from going away from the sun? Like, why do you think
Let me ask you one thing before I answer that question.
Mm-hmm.
Are you, when you think of flat Earth, are you thinking of a disk in space?
That's what I've been told, yes.
Okay, well, nobody here claims that. So I'm going to put bring your attention to the chat. Are you in the chat?
Mm-hmm.
VC chat, okay. So just take a minute to look at this because it will help all of us. I just look at that, right? Just take a minute to read that, please.
So could you send me an image that more represents what you feel like a flat Earth could look like?
Okay, so I can't give you a model if that's what you're trying to get to, because there's no way for any of us to go out there and accurately measure the whole Earth because of the limitation that is put upon us financially, lawfully, and other stuff. So what I can do is tell you that the Earth measures flat. It is used as flat and motionless. And all of us, including you, including the other guy, all of us experience it as flat and motionless. So I can give you the proofs, I guess, for the flat Earth if that's what you want, but I can't give you like a picture of the flat Earth. Actually, I can. You can just go outside and take a picture, and there'll be a picture of the flat Earth. But yeah, I can't give you a model. There is a what Old Dude posted. It's a concept, and it can kind of help you and kind of guide you to see it in that sense. But of course, this is not accurate, and this is not the whole representation of what the flat Earth would look like.
So wait, is that thing floating? Is that supposed to be the sun?
What is floating? I'm sorry?
The thing that Old Dude sent?
Yeah.
Is that that's supposed to represent the sun?
So the sun the sun is small and local. It is not a huge gas ball 93 million miles away. And that actually represents a great a concept of how day and night would work on a flat plane.
So what powers this small object to produce so much light and so much heat?
I don't know. You tell me.
But he even knows
Well,
what
I
makes
don't
the sun
believe
do
that
what
it's
they
that
do in their
small.
model.
Wait, so how does on the globe Earth what powers this giant gas ball in a vacuum of space?
Well, I'm not exactly sure what it's called, but it's the molecules colliding that cause the amount of energy that produces.
Okay,
the
you're
light
saying nuclear
and radiation.
fusion. All right, you made up
I did not
nuclear
say that.
fusion.
Whatever.
Well, that's what you just described. You didn't know the name. I gave you the name. Nuclear fusion. When molecules are pressed together, okay? But the problem is, one of the problems is you can't know what the sun is made of or how it works. You just don't know. We don't know, and you don't know. Okay, so we're in the same boat when it comes to don't know. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
And another problem is you can't even do light spectroscopy because that has to be in a very tightly enclosed container in a box in order for them to get the spectrum analysis on light. So you can't use that across 93 million miles of who knows what. So there's no way to know what makes the sun work. So asking us that question doesn't prove anything at all.
Yep.
Okay, but under what I've learned gives me a logical explanation for the sun. Some small thing that floats above us that spins from no shown source of energy just spins. That's not very logical.
I don't think your model is logical either. I mean, it says the sun is hurtling through space and the Earth and the planets are spiraling around it as it moves at breakneck speed. And somehow this gas ball doesn't dissipate into the vastness of the vacuum of space. It just keeps itself together with magical gravity, which is waved like a magic wand to explain things that cannot make sense. So I don't find your model logical at all.
Yeah, Aidenism. Aidenese, sorry. Look in the chat, right? I posted the GIF. That's what they're saying is happening to us at this moment. That's your model right there. Does that make sense to you?
That's over a very long period of time. That's not like real time.
It doesn't matter. Does that make sense to you?
I've gotten more logical explanations for that than that other model that you showed me, yes.
So
I don't see how it's more logical.
Yeah, that's just a claim.
That's more the theory of gravity, and that
it's gravity again that you don't have a proof of.
The theory of gravity and that the Earth rotates around the sun makes more sense to me than the model you showed me, and that's my opinion.
What is it? Why is the sun moving? Where is the sun moving to? What's making the sun move? What gravity?
We theorize that there is a black hole. Sorry.
There's a what?
There's a black hole at the center of our galaxy that acts basically as a sun for our solar system. Does that make sense?
Okay, that's a story.
No, it doesn't make sense, bro. What the? I'm sorry.
Okay, wait.
I forgot.
Sorry. Adi, I don't even know how to say her name. Just a dude. Let's test your intellectual honesty. What do you observe moving? The Earth or the sun?
I honestly don't know.
Really? When you go outside, do you feel like you're spinning 1,000 miles per hour?
That's not how it works, but okay.
No, I'm just asking you what you observe.
It's totally irrelevant.
I mean,
it is very irrelevant.
Wait,
I don't know what the hell is this.
It's long.
Not at all.
Long.
It's
Stop
not.
interrupting.
Wait.
Can
I just
let him speak?
No.
He will get his chance once you're done, Aidenism. Trust me.
I just muted him.
Give you all the
He's
the
not
time
going to
you
talk
need.
over me.
Okay, fine. I'll answer your question, then let him speak. I guess, if I would walk outside, I guess I'd see this. I think the sun would rotate around the Earth. Yes.
The sun is moving. Okay. Thank you. So that is what we observe. So we observe that. And that doesn't mean that's necessarily what is happening, but we observe that. And if someone is going to say that that's not what is happening, that it's actually the opposite, then they have the positive claim, and they have to prove that the Earth is moving.
Okay, only because I observe a magic trick does not mean it's actual magic.
Exactly, but now because but whoever is saying that the Earth is actually spinning 1,000 miles per hour, they have to show that the Earth is measured to spin that fast. So can you please provide that for us? When in time they measured that the Earth is actually spinning 1,000 miles per hour? Who did it? When did they do it? And how did they do it? Thank you.
Okay, could you unmute Slunk?
Nope, because
she asked you a question.
Oh, okay. You want me to provide evidence of that?
The measurement, not a picture from NASA. They had to know the Earth was spinning before they could even send satellites up in space. So I need you to show the measurement, where they actually measured the Earth itself spinning 1,000 miles per hour at the equator. Who did it? When did they do it? And how did they do it?
Okay, I can try to find.
Yep. Thank you. While he's finding that, maybe we can have that rude dude talk.
Yeah,
but
go
keep
for
it relevant.
The rude dude.
The rude dude.
Okay. Yeah, so you said something about what we observe in real life. So we observe the sun, obviously, moving instead of the Earth. But it's all about relative positioning. So we are on Earth. The Earth is spinning. We can't. I really can't prove it unless you. Well,
Did
you
you
will
miss what I
probably
said?
deny it. Yeah, you will
Did you miss
deny
what I
it.
said? So
Yeah,
because
I
it
need
goes
to.
against what we
Yeah.
observe, because it goes against what we observe, that doesn't mean it's necessarily true, right? There's like sound
Yeah.
frequencies that are higher than we can actually pick up and perceive. But if someone's going to tell me that there are high-pitched sirens singing mermaids that are singing and I can't perceive it, they have to show and measure and document that these are happening, that these frequencies are occurring. So that's why I asked the other guy to provide the measurement that the Earth is actually moving itself.
Yes.
Okay? Right, great. You should have no problem with what I just said. Do you want to help him? Why don't you help him? And why don't you help him? And you also provide when and who and how measured that the Earth is spinning 1,000 miles per hour. Okay? Thank you.
Okay. But wait, what do you want me to do? Just get my story,
Provide
or actually?
evidence. No. Provide evidence that how, where, and
You
what
will deny
method was
everything I
used.
would even say.
No,
I mean,
why don't you try?
Stop saying that and provide it.
Yep.
Okay, I mean, you can say the reason we have day and night is a reason why.
No,
You
that they
could
measured
observe
that the
that it
Earth is
was.
spinning 1,000 miles per hour. Just provide the evidence. Stop talking about your feelings. Just provide the evidence. That's all you got to do, and then you can destroy us, flat earthers. Yep. So just show when, who, and how measure that the Earth is spinning 1,000 miles per hour. That's it.
Here's what you misunderstand, Slong. Let me clarify. You're saying you're saying
You
that
want evidence, yeah. You want measurements.
No.
You want
Okay,
empirical
yeah.
measurements. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because you know why? Because we're saying that the sun and the stars and the moon they're the ones that move that are moving. Sorry, and you're saying that it is us that are moving. So we have to be in an objective situation. What can we do to prove who's telling the truth? Right. So give us something that you have, something that we can all verify that has been done to prove that it is us that is moving. That's all we ask for, because we can just make claims all day. It doesn't matter.
I haven't done the research of how they.
Okay, no problem. No problem at all.
Of how they actually measure it empirically. I don't know.
They haven't, but go ahead, search for it. And come back to us. Don't worry.
Well.
Yes.
They haven't. Are you serious?
Well, okay, but hold on. You haven't done this research.
Wait,
and you're
do you
telling
just
me that
think
they have
people
without even
claim
knowing.
Everything? Do you think people just claim things out of nowhere?
Well, a lot of people do. Yes.
Let's talk about another thing. So
no,
why?
we're not.
Why
we're not claiming things out of nowhere.
Why would our government? Why would our government?
Why would they lie? Sure.
We're not claiming things out of nowhere. We're showing what we see, what everybody sees. We see the sun moving, the moon moving, and the stars moving. Okay? That's all we see. That's not just us pulling something out of our asshole and making it up. That is what we actually see and can point to the sky and show you, hey, look, this is moving. You're the insane person, and you're the one saying those things aren't actually moving. We're moving. However, I have no evidence for it. Okay? We don't even need to talk about why would they lie. We just need you to provide evidence. And if you can't, then you really shouldn't be participating in the conversation.
Can I jump in?
Did you get evidence?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Okay,
Who measured? Who measured? How was it measured?
Yeah,
When did they measure that the Earth is spinning 1,000 miles per hour?
I'll send in chat.
Share it with the panel, please.
I'll send in chat. Like, you wanted me to read your definition, so I'd like you to watch this video.
Okay. And explain to us what happened.
A giant swinging ball.
You can watch it and then let me know if you have any questions.
Why don't you explain it to us?
Well, you wanted me to read your definition, so I'd like you to have the same courtesy.
Do you have a definition? Have something for me to read. I'm not watching a video right now.
Why not?
Why not?
Because I'm in the debate with you. So please
Okay,
just
but you
provide.
want me to
I'm happy to
read-
read something out loud. Provide me something to read out loud.
You can
As we
read the
did for you.
transcript of the video if you want.
Okay, so you're running away.
All right, you talk to her. I'll
okay.
watch the video.
Can I say something? Can I
Go
say
ahead. I'll watch
Okay,
the video.
go on the video, click the closed captions thing, and then play the video, and then read.
Exactly. Thank you.
Not too hard.
Okay, Lulu's gonna watch the video. Does someone want to provide a screenshot? And I'll read it out loud. Guys, I'm not running away. Trust, we're not running away. We're not going anywhere. So provide evidence.
Am I getting this right? He's presenting. He's like presenting something, but he's not even like presenting the argument. He's not even presenting the claim. He's wanting us to extract and come up with our own claim from a video. Like,
no,
you need to present your claim. Like, you need to present.
I'm presenting my claim that the Earth rotates and spins.
Do you even understand how?
Did you provide when, who, and how did they measure that the Earth is spinning 1,000 miles per hour? Can you answer the? So you can't even answer those questions.
Well, I provided research for you.
I'm asking.
I watched the video.
If you're not,
I
answer
do
those
not have the
questions.
exact answers,
So
but
you
it's in
don't
the video.
know. So then you
No,
don't
I do know.
Then tell
I
us.
do know. Then watch the video. You wanted me to read your definitions.
If you can't
How
even
you can
answer
watch
it,
my videos.
Okay, so they're invoking Coriolis effect if you want to take them through that. But I'm halfway through the video. I'll watch the rest.
okay. So what is it saying about the Coriolis effect?
Yeah, because when they came up with the the equation for the Coriolis force, that is they couldn't do it with the Earth because they could never detect any movement of the Earth, so they had to go on to the moving parts of machinery.
Guys, I accidentally got banned in the text chat. I accidentally said a bad word. I'm very sorry. How long does it take for me to not be timed out, guys? Yep. Okay.
So can we have the 14-year-old please provide us?
But did you get sent to this detention because you're in here now? I'm sorry if I think I'm gonna have to leave and come back because I think I'm over speaking people or something. I'm not hearing.
Oh no worries. I'm just getting so these guys are so ridiculous. The 14-year-old, can you please explain to the panel what the Coriolis effect is, please? Since that is your evidence. You didn't even answer the 3 questions I had. If you say for us to watch the video, you're just admitting you don't know anything that you're talking about. So we're not going to talk to you if you're just making things up on the fly.
Well,
why would we have a conversation with somebody who's arguing something that they don't even know anything about?
What? The video is my research. You asked me for research, so I provided you with the video.
Explain to us what the Coriolis effect is, since you're using that as the explanation.
The video
so you
also use focus pendulum just throughout the just so you know. Yep.
Oh, that is ridiculous. That is really ridiculous. Oh, nice. Never mind.
Okay.
Sorry, I was going to say, can I get unbanned in the chat, but I already did. So thank you very much,
Here,
guys.
please read the definition.
I know.
Yeah,
what
we understand the Coriolis.
Okay, then why are you asking me?
Do you
Because you don't
understand it?
really understand
Yes,
it.
I sent a video explaining it, and I just sent a definition.
It's
No, you
okay
didn't
not
send
to
it.
understand it,
No.
just so you know. It's not a trick
Do you
question.
Do you
Yeah, sorry.
understand what an inertial and non-inertial reference frame is? You can't not understand that and say that you understand Coriolis. You must know the difference between an inertial reference frame and a non-inertial reference frame. Tell me the difference, or you didn't even watch the video. You don't know what it is.
Sorry, I do not understand the question.
Yeah.
Well,
Have
in
you
the
ever
in the
heard the
video,
term-
it doesn't explain that. He just says, the Coriolis.
No, well, the thing is, if he's telling us Coriolis effect is a proof of something, he must know what an inertial and non-inertial reference frame is. How do you? What's the definition for those?
I don't know, but that video, I watched it, and
No. Look, I'm telling you,
pretty good for me.
Coriolis depends on a non-inertial reference frame, and you don't even know what that is, and you're say that Coriolis is a proof of something?
Well, I've gotten more evidence that the Earth is around.
No, you're deflecting. You're deflecting. You're deflecting.
I'm deflecting?
Look, yeah, you said Coriolis effect in the video proves something, and I said you don't even understand Coriolis effect if you don't know what a non-inertial reference frame is, and you don't know. Ergo, you don't understand it. It's not a proof of anything.
So how about you tell me what it is?
We can't do this debate where it's like, nah, like this is ridiculous. Like, if you don't understand your own side of the argument, we cannot have a conversation with you. That's not even an insult. That's just how it works.
I do understand it.
No, because
you don't know what an inertial reference frame is.
Yeah, you just say, look at the video. That's pathetic.
Yeah, you guys tell me to look at the definition.
I'm just going to mute this kid because we don't have time for this teenage drama. Like, this is so sad.
The difference, Aiden, is when we told you to read the definition, we wanted you to understand it, and then we explained in detail what that meant. You're just saying, that doesn't work. So go back and understand what it means, and then to us. And this has nothing. Yeah, it's not like to make you feel bad. Saying I don't know is not a bad thing, guys. Okay, if you don't know, you don't know. We all of us looked into it in detail, so it's not like to put you down. And you're 14, so you're looking into this stuff way ahead of all of us. So just so you know. Yes, sure, Slunk. Kai, you wanna give it a go with Slunk?
I'll unmute him. Hopefully he will act better than his colleague. There you go.
Okay, hi. Yes, I'm gonna take a different approach. So I'm just gonna ask some questions, let you do your story. And also, so I found some proof of how you can measure the Earth spinning. So there's something called long exposure photos. Do you know what that is?
Long exposure photos, like
It's okay to say no. It's okay to say no.
You can take a picture of the sky and you can
the stars.
Yes, of the stars. Expose it for a longer time, and then you can actually see the path the stars take over time. And so that's a way.
Star trails?
Yes, star trails. Yes.
So how does that prove that the Earth is spinning? And not the stars are moving.
What do you mean? Wait, so you're actually thinking all the stars would move instead of the Earth? Isn't that more of a stretch than just saying the Earth moves? Because if the stars are really far away, wait, do you actually believe the stars are far away or not?
Do you think that the their so-called northern hemisphere turns at a different direction, like an Easter egg, as if you're opening an Easter egg, twisting an Easter egg?
I don't understand. What do you
Like, are they
explain
moving
further?
in different? Because go ahead, Kai. I'll post the picture I didn't mean to.
The picture.
Roger did.
I'm having a bad habit of just jumping in right in the middle of someone else's conversation, and I'm
Don't.
sorry, I've not.
Oh
Yeah,
no!
I'm just
Roger,
asking
I do that
questions
all
right
the
now.
time.
So okay, so don't be bad faith. I'm just asking questions. Okay, so I'm just letting you explain your worldview.
Okay, sorry. What was your question again?
Okay, so isn't it a bit of a stretch to think all of the stars are moving instead of just the Earth as a reference point? So, yeah, you understand the question, right?
Yes. Which brings us back to observationally, that's what we see as the stars moving. So if you're claiming that we're the one moving, which is what we asked Aiden is to do, is provide the proof or the experiment, right, to show or how they detected this. And the stars, the star trail. Do you see what Roger has posted? A few of the pictures of the star trails that.
Yes.
Okay, so this actually goes against your claim, because if you take, this was taken, I believe, like at the equator-ish part, which shows the stars moving. That's what Truth was trying to get to, is like, if you were to use this as your proof of the stars moving, then the Earth has to be moving. Sorry, for the Earth to be your proof that the Earth is moving, then the Earth has to be moving opposite ways from the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. Do you get that?
Why?
Crap! I posted it.
Why?
Okay. Do you see? If you're standing, look at the trail, the star trail.
Yes.
And the way that it's,
the last picture or the one before that?
either one, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
It
Well,
wouldn't
the one
matter.
before that.
The black and white.
It looks fake. If I'm honest.
Okay, fine.
Or edited.
Look at the bottom one. If that's fake,
The
it doesn't.
bottom one.
Do you want a
That's
video?
Okay, how about you provide us the picture?
Here,
How about
I'm gonna get it.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
sure.
give a
with our
360
pictures?
video.
Yeah, no,
I'm gonna give a
sure,
360 video. This was taken in Monument Valley. This was taken in the northern hemisphere. Man, talking about fake stuff.
Well, it's hard to find something that isn't edited. So.
Well, here's the thing, though. You can do this yourself, right? Like, this is something these pictures are something that is within our ability to do. So, Truth posted what Roger
So
posted.
did you do it yourself? Is
And
this something
what?
you did?
No, I personally haven't done it because I don't.
So
proof
so what's
as
the proof? So
You brought this
didn't
up. You hold up. Hold
Okay,
up,
yeah.
You
But
brought this
you
up.
believe that the stars are moving. So
We don't believe that.
you
we
should-
observe that. We observe that. We observe that.
But you didn't observe it because you didn't do the experiment.
Anyone have it? And can someone?
You didn't do the experiment.
Can someone roll that beautiful drone footage?
Wait,
You
no. The point,
Instead of that
the point
beautiful
I'm making.
beam footage, just that beautiful drone footage. You know, because one way to know, dude, is you can take a drone and you can like hover in the atmosphere and you can see the things in the sky move while the Earth remains stationary beneath the drone.
There it is. Drace posted it. Well, this is like a clip of the whole video, but look at that.
Is this Mark Sargent one? Was he the one that did this?
No, it's actually Lunatic from.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought he did one too, but yeah.
He might have. I mean, there's plenty.
So
But,
it's not like this is some no name person who we don't know anything about. These are people we know.
Yep. And again, the reason I say you can do this is because I'm not telling you that you need to do this in order for you to believe it. What I'm saying is these are things that we can verify, which is within our verifiability, unlike NASA and whatever that they tell us they went to space and they saw the spin of the Earth. That is something that you cannot prove. That's why I kept asking for like evidence and things that we can do, that we can verify, the average Joe can do to prove this. So you don't have to do this in order to believe it, but because you're questioning the reliability of the pictures. I'm telling you, these are things that you can, and hundreds of people that are not flat earthers have posted such pictures of the star trails of like both from the north and the south hemisphere.
Okay.
And for the star trails to prove that the Earth is the thing spinning, then that would mean that the star trails all have to be going in the same direction, because the Earth is the thing spinning. But in the video I posted, and I will repost it again, here's just a little clip of the video. It's a 360 video from Monument National Park in Colorado. It shows that the star trails is going in two different directions, which would infer that as the cause of this, that would mean that the Earth has to be spinning in two separate directions at one time. Okay. So star trails actually prove the flat Earth.
Quiet.
Okay. Another question then. So
Are you gonna acknowledge? Are you gonna concede then that what you brought to the table was actually not evidence? And that's okay. That doesn't mean that it's necessarily that it's you have lost, but what you have brought in is not sufficient yet. Will you concede?
Not really. No, you didn't really convince me. But
we're not trying to convince you. Okay,
it's
not about convincing. It's about presenting the evidence. And there's a preponderance of evidence that indicate that the stars are what's moving, and you have a severe deficiency in evidence of the Earth moving, because there is none.
Yes, and also
my next question
look at the picture I just put. Look at the picture I just posted. We're not done with this subject yet. You can't run away yet.
No, that's what I'm saying. My next question was for this subject. So, do you think the stars are really close or far away?
How could anyone know the distance to something that we don't know the size of? You have two unknown variables. Two unknown variables. You cannot solve the equation. Okay.
Okay. So
nobody knows
you
the
think?
size.
Oh, wait, okay. So
I'll tell you
think
this,
we
though,
can measure?
The Earth isn't moving. It's the stars that are moving. It's the sky that's moving. And I'll also tell you this: the Earth isn't even a sphere. Did you know that?
What?
Do you know it's
Wait,
not?
no,
Did you know?
I didn't. No,
Yeah.
I didn't hear.
It's not.
What
really.
did you say?
Did you know it's not a sphere?
Hey, can you say that again? It's not a sphere?
Sphere, spherical, ball, globe.
Yeah, okay. But that's just your model. I mean, what?
No, that's reality.
This is-
That's
I mean-
objective reality.
This is the ground you walk on.
Why are you
flat.
just getting
And
your
there's no
conclusions
curvature
already?
measured.
It's what?
Okay,
No, wait,
but-
what? That's not true. Wait,
Yes.
you know the? Do you know the Bedford level experiment? Do you?
Yes.
Do you? Yeah, you know. Okay, so you can actually do this yourself.
Yes, you can.
Yes. Did you
Well, we're
guys
so
do this?
happy. Yes,
And,
plenty of us
Yes, you
have.
did.
It
Okay.
measures flat. I'm sorry to tell you this.
Okay. Wait.
Hold on. Have
what
you
is
done?
the
Have you done
distance?
this? The observation. Have you done the experiment?
No, but people have.
No.
People
okay.
have done this observation multiple times. And actually in ancient times they already did this experiment, and they came to a conclusion of.
Okay. Why don't you provide that? Why don't you provide that to us? Go ahead.
It's. What do you mean? I mean, this is pretty common knowledge. You can just search this up.
Okay, so from our observation and measurement, it measures flat. There's been long distance photographs done by non-flat earthers that shows
No, but
mountains
those are
that are done.
photographs.
Yeah, I'm just letting you know.
But
There's
that's different.
okay,
you have
forget the
atmospheric
photographs.
refraction.
Uh,
Do you know what
refraction
that is?
now?
Yes, refraction.
Refraction gets you out of any
how
long distance photo
I know,
that shouldn't.
Laser test. Laser
Wait,
test.
do you
that
actually
have been
know
done.
how? Wait.
Yeah, I do
Okay,
know.
so
something
explain
about physics.
refraction. Explain refraction for me. Do it.
Yeah, light goes in a straight line until it hits a change of density, in which case it will bend toward the thickest part of that change of density. And you're invoking a bunch of vertical columns of change of density. Let me finish.
Okay.
You're not even listening. You're not even listening.
I'm sorry.
I'm explaining. You have to have a bunch of vertical density changes, ever increasing thickness around the surface of the Earth to explain things that are too far to see on a ball. Okay? That is a belief in magic.
Mm-hmm.
Magic. Okay. Do you know
Yeah.
the principle of least time in physics?
What?
Wait,
Deflect again. What?
Least time. So
These are your.
Yeah, there's the picture right there in the
You have to
chat.
explain them. Then you
see
have to
Roger's
explain.
post? See Roger's post?
okay, so
See that those vertical columns? That's what has to be the case in order for refraction to explain away the lack of curvature, and that is pure fantasy. It doesn't. Refraction cannot save you.
okay.
That is not reality. We don't observe those
But,
vertical columns.
but what is even
I'm gonna say,
what you're
even I'm gonna say even if light was behaving that way, that if you look on those cards at point A and point B up, like the direction up at point A on card 1 is not like it's a totally different direction. Is up would be at point, card number 5. So even if it was being lifted up, it still would not be raised to like the level point for, card number 1. It's like it's still, even if that were possible, it still wouldn't. But it would just put it up above, card 5. It's still not going to put it flat out in front of card 1. It's just not like, even if I'm saying even if, but it's not doing that. Right? Light's not doing that because light travels in straight lines, and it would have to do that all the way around. But not only would it have to do that all the way around, but it would have to bend. It couldn't just travel in straight lines. It would have to bend because it's not going to look level, relative to, at the first card, relative to the center of the Earth in, comparison to card number 5. It's just the tangential directions are too. It's just like I'm sorry. I'm getting way
Yeah,
over this because this is like there is no.
it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, if you're claiming that there is a form of refraction that will extend your horizon further out than what it is, then present it. Now, there's a lot of there's a lot of optical effects that can make one, appear to be make things on the horizon appear to be wavy, or appear to be, blocked, or you can have the sky cast down in front of it, and it can cause the horizon, the point at which the Earth appears to meet the sky, it can cause that to appear to be shorter and closer, but there is none.
okay.
There
So
is
you
none
can
that
actually
will make it appear to be further, unless you know one that can make the horizon appear to be further than its actual location, then present that particular refraction.
okay.
Yep.
And define
So
it. Yeah.
you can observe refraction, of course.
Yes.
I think yes. I think you agree. Even you agree with that, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Did you
And-
hear? Okay.
And yeah, and so why does refraction happen? Do I need to explain that, or do you just want-
Level Up already explained that to you in detail. I don't know. You weren't obvious. And did you understand what Truth said to you about refraction?
I heard about half of it.
Well, that might be your problem there. You need to pay attention to what is actually being said to you. Refraction doesn't explain why you see things further away than, at least for the horizon to appear further away than where it's supposed to be.
If you heard half of
Refraction
it, then
only
you heard it anyway, because I just repeated the same thing twice. I just tried to explain it a little bit
Doesn't
better.
mean wait. that
If
doesn't
you-
Regardless,
hurt
yeah.
both parts equally. But, okay.
Yeah, refraction is not gonna save you. It's the point.
Yeah.
Name the type of refraction.
Yeah.
The type of
Define it.
refraction? What do you even
Okay,
mean?
how about
The type of refraction that will extend your horizon
What do
further
you
than
mean
what
with
it
the
actually
type
is.
of refraction? You got one type of
Yes.
refraction, and it.
No, there's more
One
than one,
type,
honey. Don't you know anything about refraction?
Jesus. All right. How about somebody take him to Black Swan? I think he's at that point.
Black Swan. Oh.
You know, it's also okay to admit that you don't know the subject really well and just say, okay, maybe I need to research this more and I'll come back to it at a later point.
Yeah.
Because you obviously don't know much about it if you don't know there are, like, what, 5 types?
Because these arguments are just. They're
No,
so
Slunk, you
weird.
don't even
you
understand
don't
your
even.
own argument.
No, you don't hear these arguments.
You don't even know
gonna
proven
mute
science,
him.
man.
Yeah.
Because this is the sad
Slunk.
thing. It's the same issue that the other guy had. Is they're trying to argue something that they don't even fully understand. Anybody that's talking about refraction should know that there's multiple types. And if you don't know that, then you're uneducated and you shouldn't be using that as an argument.
100%.
And also, I
And
hate that
if
he
you,
laughs
you know,
after.
admit that
Sorry.
you didn't realize that they were that many. I don't know. I have a lot of issues, guys. So I don't know if I'm over speaking you or if I just don't. I don't know. So it probably is me. But I was just going to
Oh,
tell
no,
him.
you're good. You're fine. You're
that-
fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'd
It's
let
not
you
you.
know
It's him.
if it was any problem. Don't worry about it.
Well,
We like it.
listen, I want you to stop and think about this for a minute, okay? If it's not a bad thing, we're not going to mock you. We're not going to laugh at you. We're not going to make fun of you or no bullshit like that, okay? I promise. I mean, if you realize that you don't understand the topic as much as you thought that you did, and that if you realize that there's some things that you could learn from it that would help you understand, and then you could see more from where we're coming from, right, with some of the arguments. And if you want to go over it, like, look, dude, we're patient. We teach people to come in here and defend the globe. We teach them about their own model all day long, every day. It's what we teach them their model more than we teach them the measurements of, flatness and, the need for, I mean, we, believe it or not, we do. And I'm not saying that we need to teach you everything because you know nothing. I'm just saying if you want to admit, right, and just come to the realization that you really didn't know as much as you thought you did, and that you could understand it more. And if you want to continue on with the discussions and like discussing it and learning it, and just understanding it better, that's great. We can have that. But where you're going to come into problems and issues with everybody in this room and everybody listening, everybody in this server, is when you reveal that you don't know these things, and then yet you want to advocate for them, argue for them, and pretend and act and treat us as if we don't know and that you are the one with all the knowledge, and that you know everything and that we don't know shit. Now, if you start acting like that and wanting to debate in that way and be intellectually dishonest, that's when there's going to be issues. But if you just want to have a discussion, say, okay, well, I didn't realize there are so many different types of refractions. Maybe I don't understand how all the different types of refractions work. And maybe now, once, if I go over this and understand this, I can probably see, how some of these things can be explained, by refraction, like that picture right there. Okay, that photo right there where the boat looks like it's floating in the sky. Okay, the boat actually hasn't moved. Okay, even optically it hasn't moved. The sky has been cast down. It makes it appear as if it's been lifted up, but it hasn't. The sky has been cast down. So but you can still see the horizon line. See, most people believe, and even me, someone had to explain it to me. I had to learn this too. But it's the sky being cast down. The boat it's exactly where it appears to be. Right where it's at, but the sky is being cast down. It makes it look as if the water ends before it actually does, because you can still see and there's other types of refraction. Maybe this, along with understanding gas pressure, the second law of thermodynamics, and doing research into the lack of any verification or substantiations of gravity, or the lack of any actual measurement of curvature, then like if you can understand all these things a little bit better, and if you want to discuss it, that's fine. But just don't act like you know it all and that we don't know anything when you keep revealing how very little that you do know. You know nothing about it. Okay? We'll be patient with you, but don't act like you know it all.
Hey, he's like laughing at us. Meanwhile, like when he brought up Star Trails as proof of the spin, he got totally debunked with that, and he just kept going because he didn't actually want to admit he was wrong and that we were more educated on the topic than he was. It's just disrespectful. It's really disrespectful that you're going to be laughing at people who are intellectually more well-versed on this than you are.
It's actually very, very, very dishonest, especially when you are shown and you see, you realize
Okay,
that
so
that you
I'm
didn't
finally
know, and
unmuted?
then you
Okay,
continue, and then you continue to, present yourself as someone who knows all of it, right?
Okay, cool.
It's just
So
totally
you're done?
dishonest.
Can you just stop unmuting me when I'm in the middle of a point? Is it so fucking hard?
No, we're going to mute you whenever we want. This is our server, and you're a guest.
Wait. Shoot. Just give me 1 second. See, I wasn't prepared for this because I've not been in here for a while, and I haven't really had a chance to use it, and I really, really, really want to use it. So, yeah, just 1 second.
Court Complaints Department. For English, press 1. Para Español, oprima 2 en este momento. All of our representatives are currently busy with the destruction of the globe. There are 666 callers ahead of you. Someone will be with you shortly to provide tissues and directions to a safe place for your religion. Please leave a brief description of your complaint after the tone.
Oh, beep.
Love that. That's beautiful.
Oh.
Hopefully he caught that.
How can I get a copy of that?
I know we need to have it embedded in.
By the way, Truth, if you want a beep sound to it, I can add one at the end. No
Well,
problem.
I think there
That
is
would
one.
be
I just
perfect.
played the wrong one.
Oh, no worries.
I'm not for sure.
So are you done?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so what's the next topic? Could we go back to the stars? Or do you want a new
Yeah.
topic? What topic?
So no. But so, actually, give us a few minutes. Okay, Jack said he had a question a while back, and I wanted to give him the opportunity to ask.
Okay, sure.
Thank you. Jack, is all you.
Can you hear me all right?
Yep.
Okay, so I'll just get right to it. So to say that the Earth is flat is to say that not only people in NASA but people in every space agency, in every space agency in every country of the world are lying to us, as well as every astronaut and astrophysicist. They're all lying to us. Isn't that a bit of a reach?
Can I take that one? You know the pandemic that's been going on for a year. When it first hit, every government in the world was in lockstep with this thing. I mean, down to the city mayors, everybody was lockstep. Everybody went along all of a sudden. Do you think there's worldwide corruption? I do. I think that was evidence of it.
I also personally have evidence of corruption within government,
what?
even as far as Iceland.
If
Wait.
if everyone is telling all the kids that there's Santa Claus, right? And we know that we find out that Santa Claus isn't real. I mean, is it wrong of us to tell others that Santa Claus doesn't exist just because everyone believes it?
Yeah, but no one who matures enough to understand things believes in Santa Claus.
Do you understand how illogical this is?
It's an appeal to ridicule.
I mean, yeah. Thank you, Karma.
What?
See, she's got the she's got the names of them. I can identify that there's one occurring, but she can tell you which one it is.
It's only because Trace is posting them in the chat. He's the best at identifying this stuff. But yeah, appeal to ridicule, presenting the argument in such a way that makes the argument look ridiculous, usually by misrepresenting the argument or the use of exaggeration. Exaggeration in this part, essentially. But yeah, misrepresentation, because they're not necessarily lying, you can believe it all you want and think you're doing something to do with space.
What? So, but you guys claim, I mean, it's your claim that the Earth is completely flat. So, and that we've never been to space and stuff. So,
No,
what?
no, they're claiming that the Earth is a sphere, and we're measuring it, and that claim has been falsified.
So if they really believe that, as you guys are saying, then what are they busy doing?
Faking CGIs. So, Jack.
So how are we supposed to know all that?
Wait, so are you guys trying to say?
You don't know what they're, because you don't know what the other things that they're doing, other than looking at the Earth and measuring the Earth, right, and taking pictures of the Earth, which they're not doing that either, because you don't know what they're doing outside of that.
Wait, I got.
Anything else that they're doing, then that's your argument that, oh, the Earth must be a sphere because, well, what would they be doing with their time if they're not doing that? What would they be doing with their tax dollars if they're not doing this? That's your argument?
Yeah, it's an argument from silence, a conclusion based on silence or lack of contrary evidence, or drawing a conclusion based on the silence of the opponent when the opponent is refusing to give evidence for any reason.
Wait, so do you guys believe that they are indoctrinated? That they are indoctrinated and they truly believe it is round, or do you think they're lying to us?
Yes.
Either way, that's a belief. You're just asking our opinion on this, then?
No,
because it's not like we have evidence for someone's intent. You can't really have evidence for that that's concrete. It's mostly just circumstantial, and that's not really anything.
Yeah, everybody that works for NASA is not in on the conspiracy or anything. Nobody claims that. Everybody that works, like 95% of the people that work, probably believe that it is a globe, and they're passionately involved in that. You know, they've dedicated their lives to that because they believe it's a globe. So I don't think they're intentionally lying to like the teachers that teach this, that they're not intentionally lying to their students or whatnot. But there is a level of conspiracy that there are people at the top that do know the truth and that they are withholding information.
Also, an example of this is my brother, Trace. He had a friend who was an astrophysicist, and he genuinely believed in the globe and all that stuff. And
he disowned his mom.
He disowned his own mom when she realized the Earth was flat, and then eventually had quit his job when he realized himself that the Earth was flat, when he actually looked at it properly.
That's pretty sad.
Yeah, I felt bad for him, and so did my brother. But hey, they got there eventually, so it ended up in a happy story, you know?
Yeah.
So
these astrophysicists and astronauts use complex mathematical models and physics
But
models
models are not reality, my friend.
And
I could make a
calculations.
model for unicorns. Reification, my friend.
Okay, so models can actually predict reality. So we can use math.
Or reality presented itself and they used reality to create their models.
Yeah, you can also do that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but then you're not predicting anything.
Yeah, but you can do both.
Well,
So we in 2018 we actually measured gravitational waves. Do you believe in that, or?
Tell me a gravitational wave so I can measure it.
That's a good term.
But what do you mean? We did measure it.
Okay,
in
go
a
ahead.
lab.
Present it. Go ahead.
Okay, so there's a really big, I guess, facility, and they
No,
actually use light.
present the article or the paper that you read this from.
I don't have it right here. It's from my memory. What I'm telling you right now.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you're talking about LIGO. If you want to Google it, look into it, and then try to
Yes,
present
yes,
it. But at least look into it yourself first, so you know what you're presenting.
I did look into it, but I don't have it on by hand.
Okay, so this thing
I
that you're
guess.
saying that they measured, did you just believe what they said, or did you test it yourself and verify it for yourself?
Well,
Not to
I
mention
don't
it's
really
an
have.
interferometer and it's a giant laser beam in a vacuum tube. It does not actually
Yeah.
prove what it claims, as Dre said in text.
Well, I don't really have the resources to do this experiment on my own. That's yeah. The gravitational waves are
It's a phase
very
association
very
as well.
faint, but the gravitational
what we
waves
can
were
do, though?
actually. Can you stop interrupting?
Well, no, it's kind of like, yeah,
No,
okay, it was
okay.
rude of me.
Also-
It was rude of me, but there's a reason, because you've already admitted that you can't
There's a
test it,
reason.
you can't measure it, we can't test it, we can't measure it. So it's really irrelevant. Okay.
Not to mention light can't be bent by gravity if it's massless.
How can you just dismiss everything that we can't test?
Light can't
Yeah,
be bent by gravity if it's massless. Did you catch that?
Well, that's actually not true. Gravity is actually caused by the curvature of space-time.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we finally got an Einsteinian! Yes!
But
Can you
So
confirm,
it's so
Brian?
rare. Everybody comes in here thinking it's Newtonian. You
Yeah, can you show us how to
no,
curve
there are
time?
models. Wait, can you actually let me talk?
Yes.
Just
Go
for-
ahead. Go ahead. Make your point.
Okay.
Make your point.
Yes. So we actually make models of reality, and you have the Newtonian model, and it predicts reality pretty well. It's okay, but Einstein with relativity made a better model that explains reality in a better way into what we observe. So, for example, black holes is what we observe is actually light bending around the black hole. Do you agree with that, or?
So we let you finish, right? Do you have proof for any of these claims that you've made?
Well, gravitational waves were actually observed, but you don't believe they were. So,
And we told
that's
you why, but I mean, there's a lot of people that are not flat earthers that say that doesn't really prove anything. But okay,
sure. So
yeah, sure. So, do you have anything that is? First of all, how does space and time bend? How does a concept thing bend?
Can I turn the question onto you? So if
No,
So you can
answer hers first, because it's kind of like, this is the thing that I've been wanting. I want to add that this is the stark distinction between Newtonian and Einsteinian, and the reason that they went from Newtonian to Einsteinian is because, well, first I'll hit you. There's a reason. It's like this is my utmost thing right here. The biggest difference between the two, right? But go ahead and answer hers. It's very important.
So it's actually mass that curves space-time.
How do you curve time? Time has no mass. Time is a concept, a conception of
That's not what
sequence. How do you bend it?
is.
What is what is space time? What is space time?
Okay, so it's actually a model. Basically, it's a model. Just to
Another
predict
model,
reality.
okay.
Yes, another model.
do anything?
Yes.
How can a model do something?
So now I want to finish
What
what
do
I was
you
just saying
mean?
just a second ago. The reason they went from Newtonian to Einsteinian is because mass attractive mass is something that we can actually test, because you can test, like, you can test an object. You can see whether or not it's being attracted to a larger object. It's like you can test this. This is something that you can test, and you can see that it never happens. It's not occurring unless it's magnetic fields, and then it's not the mass itself attracting another mass. And I ain't even going to go into what mass is or what it's not, but it's an actual field of energy. So unless it is electromagnetic in nature or something like that, mass does not attract mass. So we could figure this shit out. So they have to come up with something different. So it has to be something conceptual that we can't test, that we can't verify. So this is a non-falsifiable, like conceptual idea of the imagination, propped up and supported by assumptions, and it's like layered. It's like a layer of a cake of assumptions. It's propped up and supported by nothing but just calculations and equations and explanations. That's it.
Okay, so can I turn the question back onto you? So I can't prove anything because I didn't test it myself. Yes? Do you agree? It's basically what you just said, right? Anyone?
Is that for truth or for just general? What do you
It's just a
mean?
general question. Do you think I can prove anything that I
Yes,
didn't
of
test
course.
myself? That I didn't test myself.
Yes, if it is if it is within the means of the average Joe, if it is within the actually being able to verify it, then yes, it is. You can go out there and do it yourself. If it's just a claim that is only a few people have access to, then that's most likely I wouldn't use it as a verifiable proof, because it is not verifiable. Do you know what that word
so-
means?
Yes. So
Okay.
if anything is done by a scientist and they write a paper on it, I'm just supposed to not trust it immediately.
Well, it depends on what they're writing. Again, if you're writing about black holes in like that are a gazillion light years away, and I don't care who it's from, that's just some unverifiable, ridiculous thing that they came up with and proved it in math. Then I mean, I'm not gonna believe it. You could do whatever you want, right? But if it is talking about, like Truth was saying, the reason why they went from Newtonian is because people could actually try and repeat the test, and it was falsified. They couldn't prove that. So then they had to come up with something that people couldn't really understand. You have to be an astrophysicist with a whole bunch of years behind your belt, and have this like a huge board full of calculation and equations in order for you to understand it, right? General relativity and special relativity, yeah, which contradict each other. And so
How much
that
are they
means
off, Lou?
That means the
Uh-huh.
average Joe just can't really
Yeah, those
prove anything a scientist does in any facility, basically, that you don't have access to yourself. So,
well, okay, first of all, when you say scientist, what are you talking about? Because there's a lot of fields in science, right? So if you're talking about specific scientists, let's talk about the specific scientist, and because I'm not going to just generalize and brush every scientist with one brush, right? So if you're going to talk about a specific scientist, let's talk about that person, because I don't know what you're presenting, because pseudoscience is being presented as scientific experiment and whatnot. So let's go from there.
sure, pseudoscience does exist. Absolutely.
That's not the one I was looking
but-
for, because when she was talking about the calculations, I thought it was a really good time to like interject and throw in there that even with those, they even admit that they're off by what is it, 10 to the 100?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and he also said that they don't do scientific experiments in any of their fields. They admit it.
Nope. Yep. And these are the quote unquote scientists themselves saying this, right? They're telling you 95% of what they do is speculation and theorization. And so I don't know how you're going to go from you're looking at some light in the sky and all of a sudden have the answers to all of these questions. And they even say they're 95% dumb. So I don't know how more obvious it could be for you.
What
Yeah,
do you mean
yeah.
they say?
What's his face? Neil deGrasse Tyson says they are 95% or 94% or 96, whatever. It's in the 90s percent.
It's so obvious what he means.
Dumb
by that.
about.
It's wait.
They means they don't know, right? It means they
Yeah,
don't
of course.
understand it.
Yeah,
So
that's science.
that is not
That's
science.
the process.
That is
of course, it's the
pseudoscience.
process of science.
No. Hold on.
You're 95% wrong.
Does he know the method of science?
Yeah.
Yes.
And he still hasn't said what space-time is. I'm never going to get that answered.
That's because it doesn't exist.
But you're not even going to listen to what space-time is because you don't believe it. It's just you can't prove it yourself.
Even said
You're not going to accept it because you're not
they're not going to believe it.
Okay.
The keyword they're being believed because there's nothing but belief for them.
Okay.
Wait,
there's no
there's
evidence.
actually there is evidence.
Now, let's go back.
But it's from, of course there is.
Let's
it's
go
just
back
from
to
scientists, so you
space-time.
don't believe it.
Tell
You're
us
not
what
gonna believe
space-time
anything
is.
about it.
Space-time, what is it?
Don't
What
start.
is it? What is space-time?
What is space-time?
What is it?
So it's a model. I
Uh-huh.
said this. It's actually a model to predict reality. So
Uh-huh.
you got 3 spatial dimensions and we got 1 time dimension.
Mhm.
So to explain why the universe doesn't end up going back to another point in the universe at the other side and going around, they made a model, space-time. So this is flat, the model. And the curvature is caused by objects with mass. And and that curvature, it's a model. It's not actually something.
Reality.
No, no. It's not actually something that curves that you can observe. It's just a model to predict reality.
Okay, thanks. See, here's the problem. You gave us a model and a theory and something that's not even physical that you say is making things fall. You're saying it's causing physical things to fall. You're asking us to believe something on blind faith because somebody wrote it on a chalkboard and said, oh, there's all these dimensions and they're not physical, but they cause physical things to happen. I'm sorry, but that is not logical, it's not rational, and it's not convincing at all.
It's about this rational saying unicorn.
That's a deflection.
Of course you didn't. You're not. No, you're not going to believe anything because
And this is
because it's made by
pseudoscience.
scientists.
No.
You're
pseudoscience.
Okay, everybody, calm down.
Okay, I've
Truth,
tried
I
to
think
wait
truth, yeah.
and let everybody say their stuff before I said this, and I don't want to like take that as an opportunity to move on to something else because of all of those things you just mentioned, that big long list in this story and how all supports each other or whatever, of all of those things you just listed, give me one aspect of it, just one that matches reality. Just one of
Things
it
fall.
that actually matches reality and has been
Mass is attracted to
verified.
mass.
Bro, he said
That's the
things
thing.
fall. What?
You can't have Newtonian and Einsteinian
Wait,
physics at the
okay.
same time.
Okay,
I
can we
misheard that.
go to that point? So things don't fall. You're not gonna tell me things don't fall, right?
No, you're going to tell me both
Did you hear her
Einsteinian.
question?
You don't believe in gravity.
No, listen.
Did
right?
you hear what Truth
Listen.
asked you?
No.
Slonk,
Ask the
Slonk,
question
listen.
again. Yeah, ask.
Listen.
Yeah.
You cannot have Newtonian and Einsteinian gravity at the same time. You can't say mass attracts mass and the
it's a
curvature
model.
of space-time at the same time. You won't even let me finish. You complain about getting walked on.
It's a model.
I know it's a model. It's not a proof.
It's only created to predict reality. So
it doesn't predict
it does predict reality because things fall.
No, stop yelling. Stop yelling.
Hilarious.
Okay, what is your reason why things fall? What's the reason?
Don't
things
worry about that. We're trying to figure out the.
No.
what
I'm trying to
Truth
figure out
asked you.
your model.
we're trying to get you to explain your model.
Yeah, we're still on your ideology, right? So
what do you want
I'm curious about when Truth asked you, with all that BS that you explained, no offense, which one, just one of them, that matches true reality?
I just said so. We're never gonna.
Yeah, but which one?
We're never getting out of this.
No, you didn't answer it. You didn't answer it. Please, if you did, repeat it again.
There is none of it that matches reality.
Yep.
Not one.
Why not?
Okay, which
things
one?
fall.
Which one?
Mass is attracted to mass.
Oh.
Things fall.
Fudgesicle.
Wait, is he back to Newtonian now?
It's both. You can use both. Some models explain
Is he
reality.
conflating mass attracting mass with falling?
Some models have better
I think
predictable
he's spiraled too far. He doesn't even know what's going on in his mouth, man.
Quote that Einsteinian physics replaced the old mass attracts mass, Newtonian. It's been replaced, superseded. You cannot have them both at the same time.
Yes.
It's not just something we made up, it's something your people made up. You cannot have both at the same time. No, you can't use one for one thing and one for another. One replaced the other. You cannot have mass attract mass.
No,
Yes.
They didn't.
Yes.
Can I quote Newton on this, please?
No, they didn't. Of course
Yes.
they didn't. No.
Okay,
No,
wait.
you cannot have
model
both.
still works.
Blanc. Karma's gonna quote Newton.
Can I just say a few things, please?
I'm just going to do this real quick. It is
Without
inconceivable
interruption.
that inanimate brute matter should, without the mediation of something else which is not material, operate upon and affect other matter without mutual contact, as it must do if gravitation in the sense of Epicurus be essential and inherent in it. And this is one reason why I desired you would not ascribe innate gravity to me. That gravity should be innate, inherent, and essential to matter, so that one body may act upon another at a distance through a vacuum, without the mediation of anything else, by and through which their action and force may be conveyed from one to another, is to me so great an absurdity that I believe no man who has in any philosophical matters a competent faculty of thinking can ever fall into it. Gravity must be caused by an agent acting constantly according to certain laws, but whether this agent be material, immaterial, I have left to the consideration of my readers. So he didn't even believe in it, and he didn't want it attributed to himself, because you'd have to be retarded to believe in it.
Okay.
His words.
You claim that something is the cause of these of an effect that you're observing. How would you do that? How would you establish that it's the cause of something?
How would you establish that? Okay.
If you observe a natural phenomena,
Yeah.
right? If you observe the effect, the natural phenomena, and you think to yourself and you form this hypothesis, what do you explain to me what you would have to do to establish that cause of the
But
effect that you're observing?
I mean, you can attribute it to anything, but you need to isolate it.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay.
And you need to isolate it and do what?
Isolate it and observe. What are you building to?
You need to isolate it and be able to do what? You need to be able to manipulate it, right?
Yes.
You need to be able to determine that it is, in fact, the cause of the effect that you're observing. Okay, so
Yes.
show me where gravity has been isolated and manipulated to
You
establish
don't
that it
believe
is
in
the cause.
You're not gonna believe me. Because it was done on the moon. The experiment was done on the moon. Yeah, well, you're not gonna believe it
We're
because it's
talking
from
about
NASA.
the Earth. Don't go to the moon. Tell us how they did that on the Earth.
Okay, so on the Earth, it's a bit more complicated, I guess,
Mhm.
because
Whoa,
we got.
wait. No, we can't go. We
Wait,
can't even
why
get
are you
past that.
interrupting me again?
Because we
Come
cannot
on.
get past that. They never even claimed to even go to the moon.
God.
It's like no. I'm sorry, dude. Like there is no way in hell you're getting away with that. It's like you're saying that they established, they isolated, manipulated it, and proved that it was the cause of the effect on the moon. That's where
Okay.
they did it. So,
So
what about before
you
they
can
ever even
isolate.
claimed
You
that they
can
allegedly
isolate
went to the
some.
moon?
You can isolate some external factors on the moon, like the atmosphere. The moon doesn't have a atmosphere, or a very, very thin one, I guess.
Dude, they hadn't even
The
claimed
Earth.
to have been there yet.
What? Wait, NASA claimed they have been there?
No,
what do you
before
mean?
they established the law of
Oh,
gravity.
okay.
Did
Yeah, but
Einstein
we.
go to the moon?
Wait. No, but
Because this is
wait,
Einsteinian
no.
gravity, right?
We're talking.
Okay.
We're talking about how you can prove it, right?
No, how
No,
has
yeah.
it been? How did it get proven? And yeah, if you think that we can, if you can, yeah, we'll cover that too.
But you don't believe in it.
You keep saying that. Just present it, dude.
Okay, so on the moon, you can isolate variables.
Uh,
Do you agree?
Okay.
Oh, how are you gonna do that?
I don't know.
Let's go.
How are we gonna do that?
Okay.
You and me next week. Come on, let's go.
Remember verifiability?
We can't go to the moon
Verifiability.
Bingo.
without a budget.
Yeah, because
Yeah, and NASA has a budget. They went to the moon.
It's
and they took
it's
pictures.
unverifiable hearsay, bruh.
And they took pictures. They actually took pictures. And you
pictures.
don't. Yeah, but you think they're edited. I already know. Yeah,
Hearsay.
because you think
It's about
they're
as
edited.
true if,
It's so
if a
simple.
group of
You
people
think
had
they're
sat and
edited.
gone to Narnia, photoshopped a bunch of pictures, and then the
Yeah,
closet is
yeah,
being guarded by some guards and nobody
Yep.
could go. The Sasquatch, yeah.
He believes.
Oh, do you believe in the Sasquatch now?
Wait, and what?
Trace
In
in
the
the
what?
background is hilarious.
I know. I love him.
Okay.
You know why?
He's
they
the only
say you
reason I can follow with these guys.
Do you know why they say that you can actually think yourself healthy, and you can manifest things within your body, perfect health, because you have all of these little tiny magical fairies inside of your body that are just waiting and listening to your thoughts. So if you think about it and if you say it, those fairies, they'll actually go on through your body and they will make you healthy. So did you realize that that's how
Wrong.
you actually think yourself well? You believe that?
No.
You guys are so wrong.
Ah, dang, who unmuted you, bro?
Okay. So this is becoming really bad faith.
Listen, you guys are so wrong. You don't know what you're talking about. That's not space-time, okay? That's not how it works. We've known this for years. I don't know what's wrong with you. The Earth is not flat. Hello?
All right. Does anybody want to take the? You know what? I'm just gonna mute. You're too annoying for this.
Who?
Not you, Slonk. I mean, you're somewhat annoying, but not as annoying as.
Oh, thank you.
So, yeah, back to whatever it was that we're talking about, space time. So, do you have the
We're
proof
going
on
back to
Earth?
space-time?
Don't worry about the moon, right? Let's get back to Earth. Can you provide us with the method that they did it on Earth?
Math.
Because if they did it on the moon, wouldn't they Earth first? Don't you think that would have been it would be more logical to do it on the Earth before they went to the moon and did it?
Yeah.
I mean, to
sure.
escape to velocity to escape the gravity, they'd have to know it before they ever.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, dude, come on. Did you say math?
Yeah, he did. I just was gonna.
Yeah, but you don't believe in math too, right?
Oh, what does that even mean, dude?
Math is a damn language.
Yeah, math is.
It's like me saying you don't believe in Arabic. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't matter what.
Well, I don't think your model really makes sense, so that's why. And of course,
we don't have. Look, okay, so we're not making a model. We're taking your model, and I'm saying yours because you are owning it in every aspect of the way, and then some. Okay, you have yours that I think is even separate from what they have. If you ask my opinion, I believe that you've actually got your own little conceptual ideas that you've just tried
No.
to pretty theirs up with.
No.
I don't know. You've got your own, I believe. But
No,
the reason
I really
no,
don't.
it's yours that we're
No,
testing.
it's not mine.
yours
It's
that
just
we're taking apart. Okay.
okay. Well,
Because
it's
it's
not
yours
it's
that
not
is
only mine. That's what I'm trying
not
to say.
substantiated, and it's your model that does not match with anything that we observe or experience in reality. No one does ever anywhere.
So
You don't
okay.
either, dude. Look, you're
Oh my
you're yeah. Listen,
Okay,
you
let's do
live on
something simpler. Let's do something simpler, okay?
Yeah, measure
Geometry.
the Earth. Yes,
No.
let's go to geometry.
Yes, let's go to geometry. So,
All right.
these models are not compatible, right? We agree. So, with geometry. So, if you would travel to a certain place, let's say by plane, in a straight line, you wouldn't measure the same distance, right?
what
We
are we
agree.
measuring? The Earth? Or
Why would we go in the
Okay,
plane?
we're measuring how far we have traveled.
Oh,
Okay.
actually, which one do you also believe in? Do you believe in A, B, or C? We have the one that's kind of like a bit fat in the middle.
Obloid
The
spheroid.
obloid spheroid.
How far a
We
plane?
have the
B,
purple,
the
yeah,
geoid.
the geoid, of course, and
C,
the
the
blue
NASA
marble.
image.
Yeah, the blue marble from NASA. Which one of the three do you believe in?
Well,
I'll repost it for
the-
you here. Look
okay,
at that
Sure.
there.
Well, the A looks very, very much too elliptical.
Well, some people really believe in that, so we're
No,
genuinely asking.
no, that's probably exaggerated for a reason. But so is C actually a? Oh well, I guess you don't believe in real pictures of the Earth, right?
Well,
They
just
even NASA claims they're not real pictures. They admit it's
No,
Photoshop.
yeah, they edit them. It's true. They admit
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
So A, B, or C?
That doesn't mean they originally had a picture of the Earth. You can still
Have you heard about Robert Simmons, the NASA graphic designer?
no.
Here's a quote by him. We wrapped the flat map around the ball. My part was integrating the surface, clouds, and oceans to match people's expectations of how Earth looks from space. Became the famous blue marble. Robert Simmons, NASA graphic designer.
Okay, well, I didn't know that, but
I know, neither did I until I started looking at it.
I don't really think it's pretty irrelevant. I think for the conversation.
You can see that
There's also there's so many examples of, for instance, where they copy the clouds, where they accidentally left the Photoshop tool on the image, and where the continents are, well, a country is as big as a continent in one, and then smaller on the next, and they're just really bad at this once you start
Okay,
giving
well,
it a
I
close
didn't
look.
read into these arguments, so I really can't debunk them.
I just wanted to let you know, so if you start looking into that, that's actually pretty funny to look at. It has some pretty funny ones.
Okay, cool. So where were we? A, B, or
So
C?
geometry. You wanna?
Yeah, geometry.
Oh, actually, yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead and choose A, B, or C, or all of the
Sure.
above.
So
D.
I don't really know where you got these models from. So I don't really know the explanation behind them. The elliptical one probably is taken out of context. I don't know. I think it's very exaggerated to what people actually believe a bit elliptical Earth would look like.
It's
So
very close to what Neil deGrasse Tyson describes. It's just less pear-shaped.
Well, regardless of how they
Pear-shaped?
depict it, like even if something is exaggerated, they actually
let's
give
just
us
go
the
with
exact
C.
numbers.
Should we just go with C for sake of argument?
Geo.
With C,
C.
the model in the picture, the Earth described as C.
So it's like almost a perfect ball. So we should expect a pretty constant curve.
Pretty constant, but there's still irregularities. So maybe B
I
might
get
be
you.
better. I don't know.
Topographical stuff, right? Like mountains and things you're talking about, right?
Yeah, sure. Yes.
Of course, we always count for that.
Wait,
You're
can I
actually
ask one
wrong.
question?
The answer is D. It's a flat plane. So
Yeah.
Good one.
You have passed
Okay,
the
so
test.
yeah, go ahead. Ask your question about geometry. We were waiting.
it's not about geometry. I just wanted to ask one question, unrelated, or I
Well,
guess
wait,
a
is
bit
that
related. Can I do that?
there's going to be about geometry? Is that
Sure. We can talk about geometry later if you want.
okay? I got a question too that I want to ask you whenever you're finished.
Can I ask my question first?
Go ahead, because
Okay.
I've been waiting for a while to ask.
So, obviously, you believe Venus is not flat, Mars is not flat, the Sun is not flat. They're balls, right? Or they're spherical.
Personally, I don't have any beliefs about it. I just know there are lights in the sky. I don't know anything else than that. But I don't have any beliefs about it.
You're not okay. You're not making any assumptions about it. So the
No.
moon, you don't really. You're not making an assumption. It's
Yeah, we have limited information to work with because it's not like we can do much experiment with this. It's pretty high up.
okay, but from observations, what would you think from observations? Just by observing the moon, the sun. What do you think it is?
Oh, you think you're asking for speculation then?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, let's speculate. Sure.
Anybody want to take this?
They're lights.
Yeah, there'll be lights,
So-
and to go off into speculation, it would, especially when I've got I'm dying to ask another question, and speculation go on for a long time.
Mhm.
But like you're talking about these lights in the sky, I tell you what, they're not. Okay, they're not what and where and set up the way that they claim that they're set up. Do you see what I just posted there? It's like you can click on it.
Yeah.
And okay, so there's Venus, and there's Jupiter, Mars. I can't even see what that other one is. What is that? Is that
Okay. So do you have a
Jupiter,
telescope?
Mars, and whatever, and Venus, and in the heliocentric model? Yeah.
Do you guys have a telescope?
Hold on, she's gonna ask a question.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, there's a point for me. I didn't just post this just to say, look at these beautiful lights, that they're not what they say. There's actually, okay, so in the heliocentric model that these stars, right, are, well, they claim that Jupiter is a planet. They claim that Mars is a planet. But anyway, they're lights. But their claim of those things being planets, right, in the heliocentric model, the sun is on the other side. Like they're located between the sun and Earth. Okay, so if we're looking at Mars and Jupiter, the sun should be behind them. Where's the sun? I mean, it's not like that's there. Right there is like a black swan, really, when it comes to just their placement of the stars. And we can't even go there and test the stars. We can't go there and measure the distance. We can't go there and do anything. But we can still debunk what their claims are, like just on placement of it, because the sun isn't behind it. It's like the sun would have, those need to be in between Earth and the sun, according to their model. Now you need to think about that yourself.
Well, no.
And you also,
Not actually how it works.
You also need to think about how they. Well, never mind. I'm not gonna. But I do have a question I want to ask you.
Yeah, sure. Do it.
You suck. Oh my gosh, it's like not even. It's not even gonna be any fun now.
So I'm curious. Truth. I'm ready for it.
Well, I mean, okay, so you understand the second law of thermodynamics, right? To have,
In a closed system, no energy gets lost, right? I think
Entropy is
that's
always
the
going to increase. It's
yes.
going to higher pressure is going to flow into the lesser pressure. It's going to seek equilibrium.
Yes,
So
entropy.
do you understand what they claim space is?
What do you think? They
Not
claim
quite a
what
vacuum,
space
but
is.
a near perfect vacuum, right? A 10 to the negative 17
yeah.
torr pressure.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Near perfect vacuum.
Uh-huh.
What, like, how far away do they claim the sun is?
1 astronomical unit, and I don't really know
93
how
million
much.
miles. I mean, it's definitely, there's no question that they're claiming that it's in this area of outer space, which is allegedly, according to them, 10 to the negative 17 torr pressure.
Yeah,
What
so
do they
you're
claim
probably.
the sun is?
What do they claim the sun is? So the scientists?
Yeah, what are they telling us in this story?
A big
heliocentric
ball of
model?
mostly hydrogen and helium undergoing fusion, constant fusion, and staying together with the constant pressure of gravity, which also causes the fusion because of the very high pressures in the core. That's what they say it is.
Extremely dense, right? Like it's like so much of it. It's extremely dense. So it's like a lot of gas, a lot of dense. It's like tons. I don't even know how to I don't even know how to describe like how much they claim.
Well,
So
at that
it's like
pressure, actually, at that pressure,
that's not that's the hottest thing that we can actually that they present to us. The hottest thing. So then you also have like the most the most thermodynamic. It's like the most entropy that you. It's like that is where you're going to experience the most of it. It's the hottest, right? So if it is the hottest, existing in the coldest like environment. And it is like the most, it's like the most dense and the most compressed, like volatile gases, right? In a 10 to the negative 17 torr pressure. How the fuck is that going on, dude? Like, seriously, how the hell? Like,
I think
think
Arthur Eddington's quote really sums this up. Because like he said, if your theory is found to be against the second law of thermodynamics, I give you no hope. There's nothing for it but to collapse in deepest humiliation. And that's where they're at.
Sorry, I wasn't listening. I was reading. What did you say?
I'm gonna read it again if you want.
Oh yeah, that'd be well worth hearing again.
It says, if your theory is found to be against the second law of thermodynamics, I give you no hope. There is nothing for it but to collapse in deepest humiliation. Arthur Eddington.
Okay. But why would it contradict the second law of thermodynamics? Entropy is still increasing.
Are you okay?
But,
You are asking that, right? You're not like reading. Are you seriously asking that?
what if entropy is increasing in the universe, or what?
No.
No, how it violates it.
What? I mean, sure.
Well, you asked how it would violate the second law of thermodynamics, right?
Yeah. How would it violate it? Yeah.
Every law of thermodynamics, actually. But you don't understand. Okay, well.
What's preventing gas expansion from filling the available space of
I
outer
said
space?
that. Oh, I actually said that. It's gravity, but you don't.
You have no proof for gravity. You have no evidence for it as well.
Okay, sure.
And it's a violation of the second law of thermodynamics because you need a container, and gravity is not a container, ergo, the quote fits perfectly.
It's not a container, but it keeps the mass together because mass attracts each other.
Are you back to Newtonian?
Yeah, yeah. Oh my God, we're
Which
going
even
in circles.
Newton didn't
No, we're
agree
going
with?
in circles. If we're doing this again, we're going in circles. Let's just go to the next
I just
point.
can't believe it.
Yeah, of course you can't. Oh,
I'm just
man.
getting tired
Okay,
of
so
this
so
nonsense.
Yeah, you establish.
I'm also very tired.
Let's
So
let's establish
But,
curvature. That's the main thing.
okay. So do you guys have a telescope?
I personally don't know. I had one, but I.
Okay, but
What's this got to do
you
with
agree
curvature?
with
know.
me that you can actually observe planets yourself. You can actually buy
I
a
observe
telescope.
light.
No, you
Yes.
can't.
Got to do with curvature,
Observe
dude. I
light.
thought we was getting back to curvature. This is the,
No,
this
we're
is like
not
the
getting back
second
to
or third time
curvature.
I've gotten disappointed about thinking that you're going to get to curvature. A while ago, when you
No.
mentioned something about
Yeah.
things
Why I don't like him.
Wait,
I was
why
like,
do you want to?
yay,
Why do
but
you want to
no,
go
you
back
just wanted
to
to pick a picture
curvature?
and you were done. And I'm like,
Wait,
Because
can I
Slonk,
actually make my
we
point?
actually never established this point with you. It's
there's an
actually very
extreme lack of
simple.
it.
Point the curvature.
Sorry, Lou.
Yes. Oh no, you're good. You're good. Yeah, because Slonk, can we agree if you have if you have a sphere or a ball or a globe, you would need to have curvature, right?
Yes.
Okay, and then we are given a set number of a set numbers for this specific size of ball that we're supposedly living on, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Sure.
perfect. So do you have any proof on how they initially measured the curvature of the Earth?
Well, I cited one experiment, the Bedford level experiment. You didn't find that convincing, I believe.
Okay, explain the Bedford experiment. What they did, what was the method?
Okay, so they measured shadows. They with 2 poles. With
Wait, are you talking about the
positions.
Bedford experiment?
Yes.
No, that's not the Bedford experiment. You're thinking of another experiment with shadows.
I'm maybe confusing them.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Okay, that's fine. Go ahead and explain the method.
Okay, so you can actually get 2 poles on way different positions and measure the shadows. And by measuring the shadows, because the sun is very far away, we know the light comes in. How do you say? I know the Dutch word, but I don't know the English word. I'm sorry. Evenredig. Shit.
Okay.
You're looking at live stream
In a,
voice text.
at a right angle, I guess. No, that's not it.
Sure.
Are you looking
Okay,
for
we
parallel?
get you.
Yeah,
Are
sure.
you looking in live stream voice text?
What? What did you say?
Are you looking in?
Yeah,
live
I'm
voice
looking.
text?
Yeah.
Okay, so what did these shadows prove?
By measuring it, because of the different shadows, there are different lengths. You can trace them back to, the sun, and then you can measure the circumference of the Earth.
So that table is a ball then?
Yeah.
What?
Look at the VC text. That's what they're trying to show you. So this specific observation that you talked about doesn't really prove flat or a globe, because you can repeat the same experiment on a flat surface, which is what they're showing you. This exact thing that you're talking about being repeated on a flat surface and getting the same result.
Okay, yeah, but
So
the thing is, this is only when you make the assumption that the sun is very close, right?
Yes.
So you're making the assumption that the sun is very close.
Yes, but
And
when he meant
Just like you would make the assumption that it's very far away and not very
Yes,
close,
yeah,
just closer
yes.
than 93 million miles.
Exactly. Yes.
No,
yeah,
it's
so
not.
that's
You can
what
put
I'm
on a
saying.
But
a flat
And it
surface.
hasn't been
And the
proven that
curved
it's that far
surface-
away.
um,
Sergio.
it probably
No, it's okay.
has, but I
It's just
don't
not-
have the
it's-
evidence.
It's not even the distance of the sun. It's both. Like it can be a faraway light, it can be a close light, it can be a curved surface, it can be a flat surface, and you can get like it doesn't. You can get both effects. Did you not see the examples?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
I
what's your
saw it.
response
But
And if it was far away.
wait,
Okay, so
why?
so this experiment doesn't prove either flat or globe. Let's just throw it out. Do you have another method to measure the curvature of the Earth?
Not the one that I can think of right now. No. Not just
Okay.
right off the bat. No.
Is there another one that they claim that they have done
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying.
other than the shadows? Since we've
I'm looking
just
at what
established-
they have done.
Well, yeah. Well, what
Yeah.
they presented us, right? But we just determined that works on both. It proves neither. So, is there anything else that they have to provide for you, which you should be asking for if you're going to believe in this, right? To substantiate their claims? Or is this all that
Maybe
they have?
maybe someone can go can link something in the chat, maybe, and then we can.
Sure.
talk about that.
Any globers
if-
that could help him out, you can put your links in the chat.
If anyone has another methods.
All right. So here's one thing I wanted to bring your attention back to. Yeah. The thing is, so they somehow, whatever. Let's just pretend like they did somehow figured out the circumference of the Earth, and they got the radius, right? And they specifically give us a number for the curve rate. So, which is 8 inches per mile squared, right? Do you agree with that?
Yeah,
You
sure.
can look this up. I'm not making this up.
Yeah, sure. I think that's what they claim. Yeah.
Yep. And Drace posted it. So here's one thing I think you should do, and I think we talked about it earlier, or was it the other guy? I don't even remember anymore. But if you go out there, which is why a lot of us are here to begin with, is because we took these numbers, we went out into the real world, and tried to find and measure the curvature. And there was no curvature to be found. There was a lot of flatness going on. So there's been laser tests, there's been long distance observations, there's the black swan. All of these things that we're telling you are something that you can do yourself. You can go out there, and you don't even need to have any money. You don't even need to have any equipment or anything. You just need to get their calculation, their numbers, and go and try to falsify it. And it has been falsified, unfortunately for you guys. So, and if somebody can the FE core laser tests, there's a whole bunch of laser tests
Can you
done.
cite any papers with
Yeah.
laser tests or something?
Yeah, that's what they're gonna do it. Yeah, they're gonna somebody will post it for you right there. Truth just posted a laser test that was done by a whole bunch of engineers throughout all over the world with different locations, different mediums, all of the variables that could affect what the laser experiment was accounted for. And you can read it. It's like 100 something pages, so you can take your time with it, read it. There's been long distance observation, infrared pictures that were taken that we see mountains, we see rivers and whatnot that we should not be able to see. This is like at 400 kilometers away. These are Truth posted another one for you. And these people are not flat earthers. These are just average photographers that are taking these pictures, and they don't have anything to gain from this. Okay. So we have given you all of these things for you to go verify, to do yourself, to measure out there for yourself, to falsify the curvature. So Are you willing to do it? Not right now, obviously, but whenever you have a chance.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, perfect. And if you do, if you can record it, like write it down or whatever, how far away it was, what your results were, and if you can do it over a few periods of days or weeks or months on a different type of atmospheric condition, that would be great. You know, the more the more results that you have or data that you have, the better. So yeah. This is the main thing with the globe. If you don't have this, then you don't have anything else. We don't even need to discuss gravity, stars, and whatnot. It doesn't matter, because this is the basic foundation of a sphere, is curvature, and the curvature has been multiple times been falsified.
Yeah. So, okay, sure. Yeah.
Can I make a point right quick on what she said? I just want to make a point to you that
If it's
these
real
things
quick,
that she,
yeah.
just real quick.
Yeah. No.
I don't know how to be quick, dude. No, I'm just playing. No, I just want to make a point on what she just said. Like, all this stuff that they give you, all these, like, you know, whatever. I could name down a list of what they all are. None of them are facts. None of them are verified. None of them are, like, every claim and everything that they present to you to support their story of the heliocentric model. You can't test any of it except for one thing, and other than, you know, the second law of thermodynamics, because we can observe that. But the only one thing of their entire claim that you can actually test is the Earth. You can measure it to see if it holds up to what they claim. Like, none of the things that they give you are actually things that you can go and you can test and you can verify. It's like, it's not falsifiable. It's not testable. It's nothing that you experience, right? It's nothing that you can observe. It's not part of your reality except for in your mind after you've been told it. You would never believe in heavy or have any reason to if they hadn't told it to you. However, everything, I don't know if anyone told you or not, but there's an area at the bottom of the server. If you scroll all the way down to the bottom, when you think you're at the bottom, just keep scrolling until you find an area labeled additional information. You'll see rooms labeled from A to Z. Yeah, look through all that stuff. Anything we give you, anything you find here, you can test. You can verify it, right? You can go check it out. You don't have to go on faith. You don't have to, like, believe a story. You can go test these things and you can go check them out.
Yes.
Everything that they give you, none of it is anything that you can test or verify. And I just want to say, I hope no one bans this guy, like, you know, in the very near future, because don't ask me why, but for some reason I really like the dude. I don't know why I do. He showed a lot of, like, dishonesty here and there, but I don't think it's, like, genuine dishonesty from the heart. I think it just comes out as dishonesty because, you know, he's in severe cognitis. But it's like he's humoring me to hell and back tonight, okay? And I like the dude. I hope he doesn't get banned. If he does, I mean, it's all on him, because you do have to be honest. Honesty is, like, the very number one top thing that's required to participate in this server above all things. And then
Yeah.
okay, so I digress. I'm sorry. I'll shut up.
No, that's a good point, though. Might even make it less likely that he get banned. So.
Yep. So Slonk, I do want to give you your, I guess, because we do have some new people that we wanted to get to, but I want to let you have the last word, I guess. I'm not telling you to leave or anything, but we're going to try to talk to this person. If not, we could always come back to you. But is there anything that you wanted to make a comment about the curvature or whatever Truth said?
Yes. So, back to the curvature. I got one last point. So, I asked some people to give me some evidence for what they believe, I guess, why there is curvature, or why the Earth is a globe. And someone provided. So, why do we have different night skies on the hemispheres? So, on the northern hemisphere, we see different stars, and on the southern.
No, did I cut out right when he was going to give it?
Oh, did it cut out?
No, I was hearing him. I think she's gonna come back in, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that's actually it. So why do you see different stars on the northern hemisphere than on the southern one?
Okay. So that's a good question. It is. I get why you asked it, but please look into the actual physical measurement of the ground that you're standing on, instead of the things that are above you that you can't really verify. But we, I'm gonna
Your
go
attention,
to.
please, everybody, stop. Subscribe to the Willity channel.
Wow, good one.
So, Patrick, that's just chill. So we'll come back to you, Slonk, in a bit. I did want to give a chance to Egong. You there?
Yes, I
I
am.
know you
Okay.
want. Hey,
Can
Egong, I'm glad that she's getting to you, and I'm looking forward to hearing. But I do want to say one thing to this. The thing about the stars, and I will try to find it and post it for you.
Okay.
It's been a while, and I don't remember what I put it under. I don't know if I made a meme of it or what. Maybe someone else has it, and they can post it when I mention it. But Indio posted something, and it was really like the southern, what they call the Southern Cross, the Southern Stars, like were seen and observed above the 23rd parallel. Like how's like that's, just think about that, okay? It was observed and photographed above the 23rd parallel. Now these are the stars that are supposed to be on the bottom of the globe, right? So, but anyway, go ahead. I'll find it and post it for you. Go ahead on with Egong. I know I'm being outside
you're
tonight.
good.
I'm sorry.
You're good. Hey, Egong, welcome.
Thank you. I'm just gonna present myself just to let you know what I'm about. I'm just a young teenager that is trying to figure out what's right and what's wrong. I unfortunately was born with malformations in my brain, which turned me into a sociopath with with zero empathy. My bad. My English isn't very good. It's not my first language. But I was just here to ask around, listen to you guys debate on facts about flat Earth and how people lie to us and everything.
Okay,
Thing
that
is,
was odd.
emotions don't matter when it comes to this. So, like, whatever you were born with really has no
Yeah.
relevancy to facts. So,
No, it's just a sociopath is very gullible. My whole life I've been taught that the world is a sphere, it's literally a ball. But as I look more and more into it and see more and more lies, I want to figure out why that is. People have always told me that this is right and this is wrong, but in reality, I don't know why it's right and why it's wrong. And this is why I'm here. I'm trying to figure out what it is.
oh, that's good. Best way to do that,
Okay.
and then it's for everybody, is to just stick with the facts, what's verifiable. And I'm sure Lou's ready to.
Oh no. If you can take this, truth. I'm not sure how to start off, so.
Well, I mean, it's okay. So your concern about your gullibility. Okay. Well, it's like our
Then he can test
concern.
it for himself.
Yeah, our concern is everyone else's. Is everyone's gullibility, right? So it's like it just fits right in. It's like fits in perfect. So because we just stick with verifiable facts, which doesn't matter how gullible you are or not. If you stick with what's verifiable, and if you test things and let them like reveal the truth to themselves, it's not required for you to be, gullible or not gullible. It's like facts speak for themselves. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, to be quite honest, I'm just here to listen and debates and acquire as much information as possible.
But do you
That's a good
understand
idea.
what they claim about the Earth? What they claim the Earth's size is?
Not really.
How long have you been listening?
Well, I just joined the server.
Like 2 minutes ago or 2 hours ago?
Like about 10 minutes ago, but most of the 10 minutes was spent waiting in the VC, so I can actually talk if I do have something to say.
Okay. Does anyone feel like teaching him first the globe model and what they're claiming, or do you want me? I mean, do you want me to go on with it, or I'm sure Karma's really good at. I'm not going to put her on the spot though.
As soon as he self-proclaimed himself as a sociopath, I am not talking to this man.
Because
I'm sorry, I have bad experiences with those, and I'm not coming near that. No offense.
Okay. So I'm presumed as an immediate serial killer. That is why usually I don't try to talk and just try to listen, because I am an observant person. But you know what? I think I can.
I'm just saying, if somebody says they're a sociopath, then I'm intentionally not going to get involved with that.
Okay. But from what I can see here, you guys have a
It's
very.
also an appeal to pity, by the way, which is fallacious.
Because there really wasn't any. I agree with you 100% on that, Carmen. Because there's really no reason, like there's no purpose for sharing that or for even saying
Appeal
that.
to pity, of course, is the only reason, which is fallacious and nobody likes.
Okay, I am just legally required to say that, especially for job interviews.
Well,
this is not a job interview.
Well, for example, right now I'm working as a part-time programmer, and I'm legally required to say that I'm such person, just so they know my habits.
All right. Well, good thing is it doesn't. None of that matters when it comes to facts. So, I'm going to ask you what do you know about the heliocentric model?
0. That's why I'm here. I'm here to learn.
Okay, so I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, well, you can go ahead, because all I was going to say is maybe you should just listen for a while you learn. You need to look in and learn, what they're claiming the heliocentric model is, because you need to know.
That's why I'm here.
So okay. So you've claimed that you're here to listen, which I have no idea. It was weird to me why you mentioned that you're a sociopath. I don't know if I.
Hello?
At least knowingly, I don't know if I've dealt with sociopaths. So just as you claimed, just listen, right? And we'll let you. I'm not gonna do anything, but we'll let you just peacefully listen. If you have any questions, just type it in the chat. And all I can say is welcome.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just like a reflex that I've developed nowadays. It's just like something ordinary, and it does catch people off guard. I'm very sorry if I scared people. Or
Yeah, no. Don't worry about it. It's oh, okay. You see, I don't know if I don't know. So, I actually will give you the listening pass instead of the VC pass, so that you don't have to deal with all of this. And we'll go from there.
All right.
Yeah, give you time to listen and learn.
Yeah.
And then later on you can, they'll unmute you from time to time, but later on you can get the VC verification back so that you can join in. But I think you should learn. Actually, I will say it's the first self-admitted sociopath I've ever met.
Yeah, which is weird to me. But anyway, again, welcome. You can put yourself on. Thank you. And hopefully you'll learn a thing or two about the place that we live on. Okay.
On the plus side, maybe it means he's better than the other ones we met.
Well,
possibly.
I don't believe he is one, to be honest with you. That's just me. I mean, but anyway, it's neither here nor there. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. There was this one guy in chat, but he left. Dang it. Started with LE, Les Shiffy or whatever. Anyway. Do you guys see anybody new? Oh, Ariel is here. Hi, Ariel.
Hello.
Hey, glad to hear you.
I made it.
Yes. I don't know. Do you guys see? It's just VC.
So we're now talking to the young man who says that he has a personality disorder.
Well, if you want, I can. You can. It's just. He said he wants to listen and learn about the Earth. So.
Yeah, we just chose to do that because, well, I don't know if it's the same reason that Lou did, but he didn't know anything about either model. He didn't know anything about, the heliocentric model either. So.
In mental health, some people take years to get a diagnosis. He said he was quite young, so I'm just wondering. And there are many different personality disorders. Calling yourself a sociopath is a bit outmoded. It's with Newtonian and Einsteinian gravity. That's not really a term that is in use anymore. It's really interesting, weird.
Mm-hmm.
And that's quite honest of a sociopath to, stick to the rules. Hi, everybody. I'm a sociopath.
Yeah, that was very odd. I've never heard that before.
And I have to tell you, because I have no empathy, just so that you know what to expect. But I'm really a nice guy.
Yeah, thank you for that. But again, you see, I've never dealt with one. I don't know what to expect at all.
Well, the one I knew murdered some people.
Oh, snap. Okay.
And animals and stuff.
Yikes.
Yeah. It's not exactly a great thing.
Yeah. Hopefully, this one is not like that.
Wait, do you have a new guy to talk to, or?
Oh, I just skimmed through the whole chat. No, we don't. So if you want
to
ask questions.
Sorry?
Truth, you saw somebody new?
Flight Earther and Ladies Night. Damsel medic.
I'm right here.
Okay.
Oh yeah, yes. Hi, yes. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention you earlier. You were here.
Not a problem, ladies. Not a problem at all. I've only been on here one other time before, and it was several weeks ago, so I don't know if anybody even remembers.
Yeah, I remember you said you were a pilot, right?
No, I'm a medic and a physician assistant that was in the Air Force with a flying unit, so I flew all over with them as their medic, and I've seen the world because of that.
Okay, got it.
Which means I also sat with the pilots a lot. I was in their cockpit a lot. That's where I spent most of my time. So, though I didn't fly the plane, I was riding it the whole time up front. So,
Nice. So, have you seen the curvature by any chance?
absolutely not. Which is one of the reasons I can't be a ball believer. Just can't do it. Flown all over the world, never saw it. Flew over a lot of ocean, and it's real flat.
All right, well.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
Yeah, we get some people that claim they've seen it from mountaintops, so just wanted to double check.
Well, 12 years of flying would say no, not at all. And I've seen it up from the cockpit, which has the windows that are, not warped by any, curtain.
So have you ever discussed this with any of the pilots that you flew with, or do they just not think about it?
Most of them don't think of, especially the military pilots. They don't really consider it. Too busy with other mission accomplishments to go on. We're busy. It's not like a normal pilot at all. I mean, it's real different kind of a job that we were doing since we were refuelers, or if you're talking to.
Oh, you cut out?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, last words were talking to.
You talk to a.
Oh, I can't hear her.
Damsel.
You keep cutting out.
Yeah, I can see that. I don't know why it's cutting out on me. Can you hear me okay now?
Yes.
Good. Like I was.
Oh my god, what is the timing on these cutouts?
Yeah, I know, right? Maybe drop out and drop back in?
Yeah, I'm going to try that and see if that helps.
Okay.
This feels like when somebody like parks the car and you're like, oh, I'm gonna get in, and they drive away like a couple of times, stop and drive away. Because every time she was about to start her point, it would cut out. Like, what?
Yeah.
Seems to be working okay right now, but we'll see.
Yes. Hearing fine?
No, I was just saying, though, that the pilots that I dealt with were so busy, they just didn't have time to consider it most of the time. We were on missions and refueling other planes and meeting other aircraft in the middle of the air. So, yeah. And then, if you fly as much as I did, you can tell when any time that you're descenting, even the slightest descent, you can tell. And so if they were pushing nose down constantly to deal with a curve, you'd feel it.
Right, yeah.
Really good point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you don't lack observational skills. You you could you processed what you saw and you knew what you were looking at.
Oh, absolutely. If you fly enough, you can't even sleep on a plane without noticing any descent or elevation of the plane. You'll feel it. It wakes you up, makes you move around. It's all physical.
Yeah, that's definitely right.
Because of your vestibular system or something like that, right?
Well, exactly. As a medic, I have a hard time believing anybody could deal with the weightlessness that they claim to have with a vestibular system. We have people on the ground, when theirs gets messed up even a bit, they can't even walk straight. They can't stand up. They can't eat. They're nauseated. They can't read. They can't function. Pilots that's one of the reasons they have a medic with them, especially in the military, is even if they have a head cold, we don't let them fly because of the problems with balance and with being able to operate functionally, in a way that's safe with multi-million-dollar piece of equipment. So you're not going to play with that system. So I'm still trying to figure out how they're doing the weightlessness thing and having no side effects from losing that reference that the system you're built with is it's absolutely necessary. You need to know up and down or you get lost. Our whole orientation is set up on a system that requires a downward force of some sort.
I get you. That's a really, really good point. Love hearing it from somebody who's got the expertise. Makes the Globers have to listen.
Well, even NASA has a professor that is a doctor that is a specialist in the vestibular system, and she claims that they have an amazing ability to overcome this loss of that downward force with no seeming problems, and she hasn't been able to explain that adequately. It's really quite interesting to watch her talks. It actually makes it kind of strange because she talks about the disability that happens with people that lose their vestibular system here on Earth, and it's catastrophic. I mean, you literally cannot hardly move.
What would cause you to lose that?
What was that again?
What would cause you to lose your vestibular system?
You can have an injury, you can have an illness, you can have any kind of infection in that area, which would, again, alter how things. The whole thing is set up on a water, it's a fluid-based system with, basically a crystal like a stone inside that has to float and is responsive to the change in direction. And it just doesn't make sense that if those stones are floating and then setting off the nervous system, the hairs that respond to the electrical stimulation of the stones touching them in certain directions, how that would work in a 0G environment without causing a lot of disorientation pretty quickly. Because even in those micro gravity flights that you take for training for supposedly 0G, they're not hardly able to do anything. If you ever watch those folks, they're kind of just all over the place, but they still have some microgravity that's keeping it going, keeping their vestibular system knowing what is down.
Right.
Thank you for explaining that, by the way. Love hearing all really detailed explanation. I get too excited. I almost switched to Icelandic. Sorry if I keep stammering.
Yeah, go look up vestibular injuries and go watch videos on the patients that have them and the training that we have to do to get them recovered, even a bare minimum to be able to function. It's quite bad. I mean, it's one of those things that most people don't consider because it's kind of rare. I mean, it is kind of rare to see people with an extreme. People go through a temporary one, and from infections and illness, even a severe cold can possibly cause it. And then you have, vertigo. You'll have severe vertigo, and that's usually a vestibular problem.
Yeah,
It's funny. I learned about this when I was a teenager because of Count Vertigo, because I liked superheroes and he's one of the bad guys.
With me, I don't know if it was the actual injury to my the trauma to my head that damaged the inner ear, the vestibular system itself, or if it was the trauma, the head trauma and neck trauma that damaged a nerve. But there's actually if I turn my head a certain direction, how you're not supposed to turn your chin past your shoulders, right? If I turn my head to the left, and then it just keeps getting worse over the years. Now there's different ways I can turn it. If I hold it there for too long, or if I'm bent over in a certain position and then turn my head the wrong way or whatever, it will cause that extreme dizziness. But not only that, it's really weird. And I'm only sharing this because this topic was brought up, but but not only will it cause the dizziness, if it happens if I sleep the wrong way. Okay, so when I do that and the dizziness starts coming on, it's I know I'm starting to get dizzy, and I've got to straighten up or change my head or move my neck, and I'm thinking that it's either something's getting pinched and blood flow is being blocked, or a nerve is getting pinched and it's damaged or whatever. But either way, there's some kind of damage there, right? However, if I sleep the wrong way, because as soon as I straighten up, it goes away. But if I sleep the wrong way and I wake up that way, I am messed up all day long. It's I have to hold on to the walls to walk around. But there's also a few other effects that go along with it, like the extreme nausea. It's you get so sick to your stomach, you're about to puke, and your body feels like it's going to overheat, to where the tops of your fingers, places of your body that you never experienced sweating, you didn't even know that they could sweat, will start sweating.
Yeah, because you're affecting the entire nervous system is linked to your inner ear, and any position that you may have held, like you may have a slow system when you're settled into one position. Those lithostones or crystals, as we call them, settle in the wrong spot or settle in a spot that just kind of responds when you sit up and gives you that sensation of vertigo. Is terrible. It's a terrible sensation for most people because your ocular system, of course, is linked to that vestibular because that's how your whole orientation of, if you're not.
Yeah, that's actually the only. Oh shoot! I'm sorry.
Did she cut?
No, you're fine. I'm back again.
Okay, I thought it was me again.
No, but just like you said, it's a terrible response. Your whole nervous system goes a little haywire when one part of it is malfunctioning that badly because it affects all the rest of them other than your sense of smell. Everything is kind of linked to that inner ear because it orientates even how your eyes position and see the world. So your brain basically goes bonkers, and then you have an endorphin release. That's where the sweating comes from and the nausea and all that. It's because your body is stressed. It's in panic.
And the hypothalamus too. I was like, that's what controls your body. So I thought maybe whatever it was that was damaged is also maybe damaged that. But I guess if it can, affect it just because the entire nervous system is connected to it, then. But they usually prescribe something like meclizine for it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's probably the only prescription medication that I would ever that I do try to keep on hand. It's like people who's allergic to bees, deathly allergic to them or whatever, they'll keep Benadryl. Well, I keep that on hand, and I've had it for I don't know the same. I've rarely had to take them, but because I always try to overcome it myself. But on occasion I will. I mean, when you live alone and you're like that all day long, it's kind of gets kind of rough. So you will kind of give in and take one then. But yeah, if the Earth were spinning, I believe we would definitely know it for sure.
Yeah.
Well, if you've ever had vertigo, and I've had it before because of an infection, and it is so severe, yeah, even laying down, sitting up, everything keeps moving, and brain does not like that sensation. It overloads it, and then your endorphins go, and you're in a panic. It's part of the flight or flight system. So yeah, it triggers it. But yeah, and everybody's different. It sounds like maybe you've had an injury at some point, and so yours may be hypersensitive. You get the stones in the wrong place for a period of time, you shift it, and then it sets it off again. So it could easily be just a hypersensitivity.
I also heard from like a coach or something that if you do eye exercises, that would help with your balance, I think.
Yeah, they do eye exercises to help people that have a permanent injury to the vestibular. They do all kinds of body position. They put them on swings. They put them spinning. They do all kinds of things to retrain the brain to deal with the system being so screwed up. But it takes a very long time and a lot of hard work. It's not an easy thing to overcome. And that's, again, why I have a hard time understanding how astronauts come right out of 100 days or more in 0G and then get out of a spaceship acting like there's no problem. There's nothing wrong.
Yeah. That, and when you look at the footage, it's so badly faked.
Yeah. But the physiology just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense when we are built to be in an environment that has a downward pull. And to put us in a new environment is not going to be easy to overcome, but yet these people act like there's nothing wrong.
Exactly.
Even the faking is so bad, though. You can tell there's even physiological symptoms with some of the ISS footage when they're hanging upside down. There is gravity there because some of them, you can tell that their head and their extremities are starting to swell. They have red faces.
Well, they're definitely not in zero G. That's obvious.
Oh yeah, yeah. They're not. They're not in zero G at all because again, you can see the physiological effects that you should see if there's a gravity or a downward pull or whatever you want to call it, and it's still there even when they're hanging upside down. Just look at the film really closely when they're upside down, and it's pretty noticeable.
Yeah, and it's also Drace just posted where somebody drops a bolt and it just falls. He has to catch it.
Yeah, those are the best.
Yeah, even the tilt of their head sometimes when they're floating, they'll have their head tilted upwards.
And that is because of the vestibular system. That is exactly why they're doing it. It's because it's still functioning because there is some downward pull.
Yeah. Yeah, it's trying to naturally adjust to it. Sorry, go ahead.
My favorite one is when he tries to do one of those flips, but then he falls in the middle of it.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
But yeah, I would say it's density rather than gravity or something along those lines, though I wouldn't know what to call it. But it's still super ingrained to sometimes just call it gravity because that's what everybody calls it, the gloopers and what you're taught when you're young.
Well, more than likely it is a downward pressure from more than likely electromagnetics. That's probably what's
I've heard that
real.
as well.
Yeah, real answer is something real, but it's been described differently, and I hate using the word gravity because it's not what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about something completely different of what they mean.
Yeah, I haven't personally looked into it enough to be sure what to call it. That's why I just say it's not zero G, because that's what I can see for sure.
Well, it's probably electrostatics and magnetics. That's the most likely causes of a downward pressure mediation.
I mean, I think it's always going to be more than one factor as well, because like with the whole, an anvil will fall in air, but it will rise in mercury, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you're going to have buoyancy and density included there, and what the substance
we live
is.
in a dynamic system.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's not one thing, but there is definitely something more electromagnetic than they want to admit.
Oh, totally.
And
I've seen plenty of stuff for that.
I think the vibrational frequency of objects and of the medium and the relationship between the two plays a bigger role than what we are considering or think or can imagine. Of course, because it's not something that we measure or observe on a
I think what you mean. I think I've seen stuff that fits with what you mean, though, because I remember seeing a video years back where people were lifting rocks with vibrations or making patterns in sand with vibrations. Like vibrations is a big part of the universe.
Yeah, and just and when you think about the electrostatics and electromagnetism and like all of those different the known variables, right, that we can actually manipulate and test out. It's like the vibrational, there's vibrational frequency, that like there's a frequency of those, like, that's associated with that. I mean, it could even be perhaps the thing that causes those things to happen, right? It could, like, a certain particular type of, well, never mind, I don't want to get too deep, but I just think it plays a bigger role than what we thought or consider. And also, like, the pressure is that created, right, the pressure, whether it's coherent, whether it resonates or whether it goes against, right? If it's in opposition, if it's like attracting, or if it's repulsing, it has a lot to do with, like, the vibrational frequency. Like, say the Schumann resonance is supposed to extend up to a certain point, and then you've got, like, energy from the ceiling that's coming towards the earth, and it's like where they meet. It's like that, I believe, is the point at which, where the Schumann resonance, and then where it creates, like, these two pressures that are not like at the points at which there's either a resonance or there's not. Like, I believe that those differentials is actually what very well could be what Tesla was, maybe perhaps that's where he was pulling the electricity out of. I mean, I don't know. I'm just going to stop there, but I believe that there's something that goes on, in this space where the two different pressures, and it has a lot to do with vibrational frequency.
Definitely, it's definitely something worth looking into at least more. I mean, it's an interesting thing to look into.
I think if we had Tesla's lab, I'd love to have his lab and not have just be able to play around with it. Could you imagine, like, him? Just imagine the amazement and the excitement, and he had to like enjoy his life probably more than any other scientist that I've ever heard of ever. And he's more of a scientist, I think, than any of these others that they put in these textbooks, like, well, pseudoscientists, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I believe anybody who lives in pursuit of truth, knowledge, true science is going to be happy. I mean, Flat Earth has brought joy to so many people. I mean, look at the server.
Have you guys seen the experience? A helium-filled balloon, like a normal balloon, connected with a wire and running a charge through it, that it will actually go towards the ground when you put the charge on, and then when you take the charge off, it goes floating back up.
Was it Good Times for All?
I think somebody I think that was who did that. That was actually that was quite interesting to see that helium just changed the ability for it to float or not. So there is obviously some kind of downward pull or downward push of some sort when you involve electricity.
Well, electricity does a lot of funky stuff. I do not claim to understand that fully.
Yeah, I think it's called "Is There a Downward Force?" But I can't, like, if I try to find it and post it, unless it's listed in a video or whatever, then I probably won't be able to connect back to Discord for a while.
Oh, don't worry about it. You can post it another time.
Or like just as you leave.
Maybe if I disconnect from the room and then get it.
Just wanted to say hi to Jenny. Hello.
Hello, ladies.
Hi, Jenny.
Oh, hi.
Yes.
Sounds like you girls.
Hello, ladies. Thanks for being welcome. It is ladies' night, isn't it? Has it happened?
It is.
Yes.
Have I missed? What? It's already happened.
You're now in the middle of ladies' night, Jen.
Oh, okay.
You're
Right.
standing in the
Did you
middle
get
of the room.
anybody come in?
Oh man.
Any heliocentrists coming?
Yeah, we have a few. Or had a
yeah,
few as
that's
well,
good.
but they're still here.
It's
Oh, right.
really
Okay. Oh, so they're thinking it over, are they?
seems like we have a really good turnout of ladies tonight.
Yeah. Well done.
Yes, glad you're here, Jenny. It has been, I think I haven't seen you in a while on these nights.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was here last week. I was here last
Jen.
week.
Jen.
No, not you, Jen. Jenny. I know you were here last week, Jen.
Oh, right.
So,
yeah.
yeah, I've been just like taking a step back a little bit, and I know you were holding it down and the other girls along with you, and so But I figured I'm way overdue to come in and see what you girls got going on.
Yes. Yes, please. We'd love to hear you flat smack.
Ooh. I'm a little rusty. I mean, as long as they're not confrontational. I mean, if they want to have a conversation, that's all good. But I don't know. I mean, I guess it wouldn't. I don't. You know, I need to really practice. Not saying right now. The 3 points. Think I'm fairly familiar with them, but have I actually performed the 3 points on someone? No. I think it's so important to go over that with every new person, really, who, is welcomed in here as a globe believer. Because where it's important is that it's not science, it's pseudoscience, aka scientism, which scientism is more related to like the religious aspect of the big picture on the world stage. So there's that. But yeah, I mean, this server is popping all the time, every day, nonstop. You guys are like pumping out the music and it's super great. Oh, speaking of music, is Dandelion in here?
Unfortunately, she was here earlier, but I think she had to leave. So
Yeah,
she's
I think-
usually here in the earth. Of
Yeah,
I missed her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I messaged her and she kind of just does the introduction and then kind of, tiptoes out of the room. once everybody gets in.
Yes.
So, yeah, but so far as a song, a little birdie told me that a song was written for her to sing, and I know she's been needing to take a step back. I'm just wondering if we can ask her about maybe in DM.
Yes, I forgot to ask her about it. I know I said I was going to do it, but
Well, because
my mind.
truth be told, and this was a long time, quite a while ago, like maybe a month ago, I was asked to sing it, but Aramastan told me that he wrote it for Mary Mom. I'm like, well, okay, so I'm not going to be stepping on any toes. And actually, Mary Mom has the most beautiful voice. And it's a song that is to Bette Midler's The Rose, and it's just a beautifully written song. But I'm not as like Mary Mom plays the piano and she's more musically inclined than I am. I'm sure I could do it, but I would probably cry if I heard her sing it. I'm just gonna say. Yeah, so it's like one of those songs. I just think it would be amazing. I asked her about it like a month and a half.
No,
So
or
I
you guys
would
could
love-
collaborate and do.
Well, the way she killed Bobby McGee when she played it that time.
Oh my gosh, I know.
Yeah,
But that song is legendary. I'm not quite that good.
I really want to hear a song by you, though.
Yeah.
I want to hear you sing. And I still use Mary Mom's song as an alarm clock. One with and the Globers one, running.
As an alarm clock.
Yeah, I always wake up to that. If I'm too tired and I don't wake up to that, I have a song where a guy starts screaming in the beginning.
Oh my! I need that. I wish I could have. Yeah, I need to look for a yelling alarm.
Oh, just get the Steel Dragon, stand up and shout, because the first beginning is just stand up and shout, and it gets me up every time.
I need.
get you a link. I'll find it.
I am a chronic snooze hitter, so something like that would just totally wake up my
Me too.
brain.
Yeah,
This is why I have it. I'm getting you this. Hang on.
Any chance you can message me the name of the song? Because I'm serious, I'll look it up. I'll make my own ringtone if I can.
Dre shared it. He's so fast. I had the song because me and my mom listen to this sometimes when cooking.
Mm-hmm. Steel Dragon.
It's from a movie. A really good movie,
I think I
actually.
saw it.
I loved that movie as a kid.
I'll play a second. Oh my gosh, that was Mark Wahlberg, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, he was sexy. Movie, if I remember right. It's like, yes. Sorry, TMI.
He was really good in that movie.
Duh, it's all good.
Well, I went to high school. I graduated in 1989, so you know
I was
the
born in
like 80s.
1993.
Yeah, so when I was in high school, hair bands were the thing. Bret Michaels was hot shit. And let me see. Hair bands. I mean, I don't think that'll ever happen again.
What about Whitesnake? Did you like Whitesnake?
Yeah, I still do.
Oh, I love Whitesnake with what was it called? What was my favorite one? It's something with Wolf.
Here we go again. I mean,
No, wait. I'll remember it.
that's mine. Here we go again.
Mom loves that one.
I mean, you can't get more 80s
Still of the
than
night.
Oh,
In the still of the night, I hear the wolf howl, honey, sniffing around your door.
What
Fucking
about
love
their
that song.
video that they? What about their video that they did with that redhead? You can't get more 80s video than that. Like she was on a car and stuff. It's so cliche. But yeah, that song is incredible. That man has some lungs on him for sure. And you know what? I've never had the privilege to see them live. Does he sound like that live?
I have no idea.
That would be very interesting to know, you know, because they do a lot with music manipulation. People can't sing it live.
The only rock songs I bothered listening to live or having on live was like Rob Halford, I think, because he had that crazy scream in my favorite song by him.
So what's new with you girls? Like with what arguments maybe you've done for Flat Earth or whatever? I haven't really been flat smacking lately.
I left Flat Earth proofs with the Discord link on little notes, random places outside when I was bored.
Wait, say
Does
that again?
count?
You place some literature somewhere?
No, I always have small pieces of paper and pens with me, always. So if I'm waiting for a car or a bus, I might make like little notes with like Flat Earth points, and then the Discord link on the back, and then just put them in seats on the bus, put them on signs, just whatever.
Love that. Huh? How about
Did it
that?
the last time I was at the dentist.
I'm gonna totally copy that. You can't get more simple than that.
Yeah, do it. Also, I recommend if you like painting rocks or using positive pens, that's super nice as well.
Huh. That is awesome. Even the rocks thing. I mean, write something on a rock, and people go hiking all over the place around here.
Yeah, leave little hidden treasures.
Or yeah, I could go downtown, put something there. That'd be fun, like a little treasure hunt.
Yeah.
But usually when I come in here, I don't really go through flat earth proofs. I focus more on people's cognitive dissonance. Either you're one of a few things, intellectually dishonest, maybe not on purpose. I don't know, but more often it is. Or,
I get you. I
Just
usually only jump in when somebody's being fallacious or needs examples of something. Oh, and Grace just said, and that's mostly because I'm yelling so hard. And I'm like, that's part of it.
I mean, I
But I
happen
agree
to
with what he
take the
says. So.
opinion- I happen to take the opinion that we should tolerate some what would be considered trolling, but if you continue to act that way and then you go into being like disrespectful, that's when, you should be flung into the void of discord.
Yeah, it's like warning before punishment. I totally agree with that. I work with kids. You never punish before you warn.
Oh my gosh, it's almost like you have to approach it like that.
Oh yeah, the only way to deal with Globers is acting like you're dealing with a first grader or younger.
Well, it kind of makes
harder
sense.
they're into the
'Cause
globe.
it kind of makes sense to do it that way, because if you have to go with a clean slate in order to accept other information, I mean, you're starting at square one. So yeah, it's like first grade of Flat Earth.
Yeah, the problem with me is I could do it so much better, but I'm already like, I've been dealing with this shit at work, and I can't believe a grown-ass man is using the same fallacy a 6-year-old used on me today. And that annoys me, and then I get a little...
out.
You know what pisses me off out of it is when it's like you're teaching someone as if they're in first grade, and then they turn around and they want to come up and get the chalk out of your hand and tell you to go sit down so that they can tell you how it really goes.
Oh yeah, that shit.
Yeah.
And it's always just bear assertions and stupid shit where you're like, oh my god, it's just more fallacies.
Well,
the fallacies annoy me.
It's not a wonder to me that everybody has to deal with so many fallacies discussing this topic, because, the heliocentric model is, these quote unquote theories based on other theories. And it's just, so when you unpack things that aren't true, you're going to find issues in that, it's because you have to rationalize. I mean, that's what a fallacy would be. You're trying to rationalize what you want your answer to be.
Yeah, it's just even when I was a younger kid, our family, well, me, my brother, and mostly mom would be more logic based. So even as a kid, I had a hard time like dealing with the kids my age, because I was like, why are they just making decisions based on emotions?
That's the worst thing you can do, for sure.
I felt like a Spock on the Enterprise, I'm like, I'm surrounded by these humans.
My goodness.
Okay, so if you guys, girls, don't mind, I was gonna end at the top of the hour with the music.
Is there going to be any arena action following what we're doing?
Not that I know of. The one that we were supposed to have last week totally was a letdown and a disappointment.
You're talking about that teacher?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got super hyped, and then like apparently I went to the bathroom and missed it or something, or went and did the dishes, and then I missed it because it was so short, and she bailed.
It was a he, by the way. Yeah.
My bad.
He must not have had much of a science acumen.
We
stoned and I missed it. Remember that song? I got stoned.
Wow.
And it rolled right by. I can't do it like they did. I have to try to get too low.
I want the link to that.
Remember that?
I don't remember that. I only had the one.
You're gonna have to post
I was
that
gonna
for
do
me,
the
no.
thing, but then I got high.
Yep, that one I remember.
No,
Yeah.
it's like they literally sing it like I was. I wasn't like. I was trying to. Yeah, I'll post it.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, I forget. You got. I'm
Lulu.
old compared to you guys.
It's also I'm Icelandic, so it's limited what I've been exposed to.
Hey Lulu, what song are you wanting to close out with?
Well, so in the honor that's not Jenny. You don't have a song. I could play it, but it's been a while since Karma and Drace joined us, so I was gonna play one of their songs. And just want to say thank you for everybody that joined us. And Helio, if you're listening, you can end it after the song ends. Any closing statements you girls want to make?
Thank you, Lulu.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Am I in? Hello.
One moment there, sir. And also really great to see you, Damsel Medic. Please join us often, as well as you, Jenny, as well as you, Karma, and Ariel too. Damn, a lot of people joined today that don't usually join. So glad to see you guys. And Truth too. You've been MIA. Holy Lord.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I have to like continuously, like even still, I'm having, like it's really been a task to stay in.
I know.
It's like if you hear me sometimes go test, it's because it's really weird because it's like I can't hear anything going on in the room. I can see them lighting up and I can hear them, but then if I don't say anything and it's quiet, then I just lose sound. I quit hearing them. But then as soon as I make a noise in my mic, then I can hear them again. And then if I lose sound long enough, then it's like I lose it altogether to where I don't even come through and I have to disconnect and come back. It's just some really weird shit. I don't know what's going on with it. But oh well.
Yeah, I know. But we're glad to have you tonight and glad everything worked out for tonight at least.
Can you tell that I've been dying like it's been so long?
I know.
It's like I'm built up and it's just like all trying to come out all at the same time. Anyway.
Yep. But yeah, great to see all of you ladies here. And I'm not telling you guys to go away after ladies' night. Please stay. After the music is done, continue with your conversations, please. Okay. So this is by Drace and Karma. I'll post the link there.
I want to hear chocolates too after.
Oh snap! Hold on, it's not working. Is it working for everybody else?
No.
Oh, okay, then I was just technical difficulties. Please, one moment.
There we go.
If you know how they race you in the system, stunt your growth, blunt those hosts, you get the gist then. On your own, when you're grown, never learned at school or home, paying off that student loan, it got you working to the bone. Do you know how they race you in the system? Tell you lies, hypnotize, tell you listen. Praise the thief, give you grief, feed you nothing but belief, till you're crying for relief, and you listen to the chief.
If you know how they raise you in the system, broken men, yo girls, you need to listen. Save your children, turn your boys into good men, and the future will be good then.
If you know how they race you in the system, must conform to the norm, you don't resist them. Be a slave till you cave, cause they dangle what you crave. Make you think that you're unsafe, make you think that you're not brave. If you know how they race you in the system, got you stressed, never rest, you get the short end. Working hard, pay with card, backs I've gotten through our God. Young children being scarred, fat cats packing lard.
Do you know how to even tell the difference? Live a lie till you die with indifference. Bound by chains, cannot see, still you miss them. Take the reins, it's your life or be their bitch, man. If you know how they keep you in the system, flashing pictures, glow past scriptures. Take your money, oh you're funny, it's a reset. Pay their debt, that's a threat, don't forget you're a pet.
Do you know why they race you in a system? So you trust to your you're dust, no resistance. Young or old till you're cold, better stick within the mold. Best believe the story told, better get your kids enrolled. Now you know why they raise you in the system. Full control of your soul if you let them. Open eyes, see the skies, but you look beyond their lies. See the devil in disguise, and the truth it mystifies.
If you know that the globe is inconsistent, in your mind cannot find non-existent. Cannot trust, truth's a must, globes of bust, no cosmic dust, just fear, wanderlust.
Do you know how they raise you in the system? Of the fear, lose what's dear, open prison. Broken mind, hard to find, so it scares you to be kind. So you choose to wear the blinds, and it leaves you in the bind. Now you know why they raise you in the system. Kill your god, raise the rod, you don't need shit then. Stars align, it's a sign, there's no bendy space and time. There's a getting all the time, but their content is a crime.
If you know the truths, you can list them. Draw the line, genuine, FE baseline. Grow a spine, get online, and meet me and mine in the new paradigm. If you know about the rulers of the system, it's a bloodline, foul, clandestine. World decline, not divine. Makers of the storyline from long before Byzantine.
Do you know how they keep you in the system? Kept in debt, under threat, so hard to leave them. Stand up strong, you belong. That's the purpose of the song. Doesn't hurt you to be wrong. Now you know why we should change the system. Free your mind, meet your kind, let it disco. Ocho Choco, cracking crypto, Bambi, Lulu, QA, Mickey, Sonny, such a wig if you acting funny.
Now you know why you should join the disco. Get informed, break the norm, it's time to let it go.